This is that one. And I want to
Okay.
explain why it was in the archives and why it's not coming out as its own episode.
Okay.
Because there's something that happens in this episode that then behind the scenes I had to like take back, and it got awkward and weird. And so I was like, I cannot even release this show until after the live show. So Seamus was helping me book guests for the podcast. This was a guest that he booked, and he had been telling me for weeks would be perfect for the live show. And so while I'm podcasting,
Cosby?
no, but her name is
Okay.
CJ.
Okay.
CJ Koep, local comedian,
Okay.
queer female comedian.
Nice.
And so again, Seamus has been telling me for weeks that she's perfect. She's perfect. So I'm podcasting with her. He's kind of like on the side. I'm vibing her. We're having great energy. And so I impulsively, ADHD impulsive, get on one knee.
MeMeCherry presents a series of fortunate events. Fortunate events. Fortunate events. A series of fortunate events.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody, to the latest episode of the series of Fortunate Events Podcast. Brought to you by who? It's Labubu Cherry. Well, if you're watching the
Mm.
video, it's Labubu Cherry, but if you're just listening, it's MeMeCherry. And I'm joined today by
Hey, this guy Keith. How you doing? I have the rarest Labubus, and everybody's clamoring for them, but they're mine, and I make them fight and fuck.
Wait, so you have lesbian Labubus?
I don't label.
Well, because t- if you go by canon lore, they're
Yeah.
all girls technically.
Right.
Although I say that that's very binary, and so some of them give very they them energy. But yes, if you're watching the video, and if you're not, you should go on YouTube. I've been in the process of rhinestoning one of the Labubus that have been part of my
Oh.
Labubu unboxing videos. And yeah, I've paused at a point that I'm trying to decide if she just kind of has this very like Elvis meets Britney kind of vibe, or do I finish rhinestoning all the fur? What do you think, Keith Malley?
Well, first of all, they really do look like demons. Secondly, I
Did you watch
have
the South Park episode?
yeah, yeah, the documentary, yeah. I just looked at CNN Five Things is usually how I start my day, and I saw
Okay.
Labubus are a
Yes.
big thing with knockoffs.
Yes, Lafufus.
Chinese authorities have removed more than 1.8 million counterfeit Labubu dolls from the market. Yet the,
Lafufus.
and their fakes continue to be sold in large quantities. Yet their dolls, the fakes, are continued to sell domestically and overseas. Look at this. How'd this
Oh no,
catch on?
and it's a whole thing. Like the Lafufus are even a whole thing. Like some people don't know that they're getting a Lafufu, so they get tricked. Some people get the Lafufu knowing that they want to get a Lafufu. They want like a fake one. I've seen these compilations on YouTube of like Lafufu unboxings. And one of them like rips open the bag and it's Piglet. Like literally from Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
It's just Piglet.
okay.
I was like, that's my favorite Lafufu. How did they? So there is an artist who created paintings of these creatures, and they were licensed out by Pop Mart, which is the company that makes the little plushies of them.
Okay.
And there was like a pop star, I want to say like a Korean pop star,
Okay.
maybe
Like
like
Demon
a
Hunter or something, ironically, right?
that's one of the shows that came out after it. But no,
Okay.
like I don't know these like K-pop groups, but one of them was out and about with a Labubu, and then suddenly they became like the accessory to have. And then it's also like people say that it's a recession marker because it's people not being able to afford necessarily like bigger ticket items, but they still want to have that like little treat kind of bell to go off.
Like food,
And
yeah.
Yeah, and it also has like a an aspect of gambling in it because of the blind boxes.
Uh,
And so it does feel like gambling. Like when I've done the unboxing videos, halfway through, I'm like, all right, give me such and such because for every I get the full sets. So I know I'm gonna at least get one of everything. But the way that they also incentivize it even more is that for every one of however many set boxes, there's one that's like a limited edition, available a lot less secret one. And so that's like the one
what a way to
that's
sell shit.
I know. It's yeah. Anyways, I
All
I
right.
should have done that for the tickets for the live show. I should have made blind boxes
You don't know
and
what seat you're gonna get.
you don't
Yeah.
know what show you're going to.
Right. It could be mine.
It could be Lady Gaga.
It could be somebody on the street acting like
Hey,
they're
that
Michael
might be
Jackson.
an idea. Blind
Hmm.
box tickets for concerts. And it could be Lady Gaga. It could be KATG week.
It could be anything, right? I just don't want people bummed out, that they got Gaga.
Wait, that was funnier than I was expecting it to be. So
No offense.
I feel like that beautifully leads us into a big part of why I wanted to do today's podcast with you, Keith Malley. I
Yes.
thought you would be a perfect person to recap the live show with, but also give you your flowers and pay homage to the
Okay.
pantheon
Oh yes, very exciting.
placeholder person Ting Ting. And so if I'm going to talk to anybody about the tribulations, the trials, and the triumphs, ooh, I didn't even do that on purpose,
Mm,
of producing a live show for yourself, who else but Keith Malley?
Probably kinda, but
Well, she retired.
right. So and there's been less live shows.
I mean, well, first of all, congratulations on the Pantheon
That's
placement.
exciting. It's a book of 101 podcasts that made a difference. We're in it, and it's very exciting.
Period. And so along the way, were you the first podcast to have a live show?
Probably, I don't know for sure, but we did it.
You or Dawn and Drew, I feel like would be the only other one that like maybe would have at that time
Please. Why would you even do that? Um,
to get you
so
riled up.
we started in March of 2005, and our first live show was number 300. So it was pretty early on.
And that show, and when was that 300?
I'd have to
You
look it up.
okay, no worries. So
It's not gonna keep me up at night, but no worries, I'll find it.
yeah, I mean, you do that quietly because I know you will. Just like when you pretend to Google things. No, you don't pretend to Google things. You Google things and you pretend to know
Mhm.
them already in conversation while we're conversating on podcasts because that's conversations for people like me and you. That we record our conversations. We
For
record our
example,
friendship.
For example, let's see. I'm trying to remember Labubus. They're made in China, if I recall. Created by, was it Kasinglong?
See?
That's what I think it was. And what was it? It's like it features like elves that like an elfin. It's a exaggerated facial expression, if I remember these correctly. And they started east, what, Southeast Asia, would you say? Other notable acts include? That's my little
Lafufus.
trick. That's my little trick.
So
300 was in June 2006.
2006.
Yes. You can go to keithandthegirl.com, type in on the search bar 300. You'll see
Wow.
it there. Yep.
So 2006. So I was back. I do like, there's like time capsule moments in my brain of like when I was a fan and where was I like geographically, because there was a very small amount of time in the last 20 years that I lived in Virginia. And that's when I found podcasting as a medium. And I found you all. I would listen to you on my commute to work when I used to work at Countrywide Home Loans. And so by then I was back in California. Okay, so that makes sense. And so was that the first KATG week, or that just was like the first live show and
That
then
was
KATG
probably
weeks kind of came after?
that was probably one off. It was probably just one night.
Okay, perfect. And perfect. Perfect. Good
Good.
answer.
Good. I don't have a time machine. Good.
Great quiz answer. And so when was the first Keith and the Girl week? And please, I know that we have some crossovers, but for the ones that are not crossies, explain to the listeners and watchers what Keith and the Girl week became and was.
First of all, I have no idea when it was. Second, I would do stand up every April 15th on my birthday. And so around that, we did other Keith and the Girl events. Sometimes it could be um, a game show. Sometimes it could be
Other podcasts that you hosted on the network that you would do like their kind of thing for the night.
yes, like VIP shows. We'd have we had certain people trying out podcasting, comedians that were always funny hosting, and they would do a show like that. And so maybe it'd take up like 5 days, surrounded around my stand up.
Yeah, and people would literally fly in from all over the world for these events.
Very exciting, yes. And they'd all
It's-
fuck each other. Very, very sweet.
There's been relationships that have come out
There's been
of Keith and the
babies,
Girls,
yes, yes.
babies. Well, that's different. Well, was you marrying? Were you the one that married the dog to their partner?
Yes.
And was that attached to a Keith and the Girl
It
week?
was a person that identified as a dog, to be very clear. I
Yes,
am a
yes, yes, yes,
minister,
yes,
but I
yes.
don't marry actual dogs to people. But yes, that was me. That was in, let's see,
And was that attached to a Keith and the Girl week?
yes, it was. In fact, I married them after one of my stand-up shows.
Yes. Okay. And then along the way, so there
And
was
you
Keith
can
and-
find that. I'm sorry. That's a Keith and the Girl TV episode. You can get the free app at keithandthegirl.com/app, and you can see their story about how a dog person and a person get together, and me marrying them. It's all right there.
And did we say that Keith and the Girl weeks were usually tied to your stand-up that usually was on your birthday?
It was always on my birthday, incorrect.
Yes. And so they can also find those.
Yes, at keithandthegirl.com/store, and the audio, quite frankly, don't tell anybody I said this. It's in wherever you get your music.
There you go. Period. There also was the cruise.
We did Keith and the Girl cruise. We did a live
And
show
that
there.
wasn't something that you like sold tickets to. That was just like people went on the same cruise together, organized by like a travel agency, and you guys got like a group thing.
We got it right, correct. We got them a discount, but yes.
But it wasn't like you didn't also charge for like tickets for a show on the cruise. It was just kind
we
of like
charged for something because
Okay.
we would have had to.
okay to make it profitable.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect. I don't know why I keep saying perfect.
I'm killing it.
I think what that is, that's the corporate tech in me. It's
Right.
become like a quick way to just close out. We're talking about this. Okay, that's good.
Right.
Action item, perfect. Okay, moving on.
I think I could be wrong. I think we got them a cheaper ticket than they could have gotten on the cruise.
that makes
but we also got a piece of that. Is
Okay,
what I think.
that makes sense too. And then that's when Hamda kicked the poker chips and
Kenda's very competitive, and she got on the table at one point, kicked some chips, ripped up some cards. We had plenty of decks. She thinks she was just being silly. I think half of it was real, and it scared people. But it was very fun. And then that's the cruise where
I love Hamda. This is a running
Sure.
joke that now that Hamda's gone, there maybe are less fights, but you have kept that theory not so alive because you have kept up the
What?
fighting just fine on
I
your
don't know
own.
if that's true. How I don't know that that's true. How dare.
Duck you, Craig.
Well, Craig, I mean, what are we talking about here?
It's all joshing amongst friends. There also was Canada.
We went to Canada. We did the cruise, by the way, somebody stole,
Oh wait, and on the cruise you went to Mexico, right?
the cruise was Cozumel, Mexico.
And you went to the you went to the Farmacia,
The
right?
Pharmacia, and then what's their Soma, I think, is their version of Vicodin, and I took one like during the show, and it hit me during the show. That's in the DVD, Live on a Big Boat. And also during that cruise, somebody took a consecrated host, which means, if you believe in that bullshit, that the body of God is in the fucking bread wafers.
Teeny tiny wafers.
And then I would give you in your mouth or hand whatever you liked, and you can have it with or without Nutella. And some pussy called the fucking boat and warned them about it. And the boat kind of
Stop
hinted
it.
like we shouldn't do it. And we're like, we're going to do it. This is our religion. Fuck off. And
Period.
yeah, and it was a hit, quite frankly.
Well, why
But the
yes?
whole thing's silly, so let's get silly.
Be extra silly. And so Canada was also one of the amazing things that you guys did.
Canada, one of the big events there was dodgeball
Yes.
and have to
USA against Canada.
USA against Canada.
Oh, Canada, the greatest fucking thing.
Well, they of course, with their Canadian wily fucking ways. So sorry, so sorry. They cheated. I have to assume. I didn't get a close eye on it, but the Team Canada did win, and as a matter of fact. Meanwhile,
And
there's
this
like
is
five
where
American
you
teams, but
and,
they won.
and this is where you were mind blown that all the condiments were out at
Yes. We'd walk and pass like a hot dog vendor, and I noticed that all the condiments, as opposed to New York City where I'm from or where I've been, the condiments of course are facing the worker. Now in Canada the condiments are all on the outside, so when you order your hot dog from the dude, you make your own relish, whatever the fuck. And I'm like, and I asked somebody from Canada, I'm like, what if people just are going to come by and knock all the condiments all over the place? And the person said, why would they do that? I'm like, well, look at this fucking country. Good for you. That's amazing. Very clean. Vancouver, I think. Toronto, I think. One
Toronto
of them.
sounds more right.
I didn't drive the bus.
Yeah, but just in terms of going from New York on a bus, Toronto sounds more right.
All right, let's take that one.
Period.
Yeah.
You also went to London.
We went to London, did a show there. That's very fun. Those circuses, Piccadilly Circus, all those they don't have any fucking animals.
They're just roundabouts.
It's really just a big circle each time. The food's shit, but
The circus is you being a clown going there expecting a circus.
right. But in general, like a different place is cool, and again, it's we're just visiting other than the work, but I dug that. I don't know what it's like to really live there, but everybody was cool that we met.
Yeah. This one, you didn't host an event that you sold tickets to, but it was like a get together kind of thing. I want to say it was the first time that I met you, and that was Las Vegas when Hamda was booked to perform with Brolo.
Yes.
And it's funny because this is such a core, like, Keith and the Girl community / internet, right? And like meeting people off of the internet and like what happens, what can happen. And I don't know if you remember this lore. This is very MeMeCherry / like Keith and the Girl forums lore. And do you remember Mikey?
I'm going to say yeah, so that I'm not rude to anybody.
I mean, or you can say no because, quite forgettable beyond this.
Mikey Mouse?
From the forums.
Did he post like the grossest shit?
Kinda, if I'm not mistaken. Sure, that sounds right given what happened with me. But I just remember not in the bad way, but like
go on.
I just remember him being one of those like chat people that was like fun. And I want to say he either lived close enough to me that somehow it was like, oh, do you want to go together to Vegas? I'll drive us and we can share a room. And it's funny now that I think about it, how the fuck did I get back home? I don't remember. Did I fly home? I must have figured out a way to fly home. And so he drives us there and we get there. And the first night in the hotel room that we're like sharing kind of like queen, 2 queen beds in a room, the vibe was just weird. And like, I had nothing.
When I say did he post gross things, it's like decapitated heads. It's weird shit.
No. I don't think. No, I think I meant. I don't know. Then I don't know if it was the same Mikey, but again, it might have been. But again, he also kind of low key gave like maybe he could have like wanted to wear my skin. Like I don't know what it was, but the vibe was weird. Like I did not have a thing for him, and so like, but it felt like he might have expected something to happen or like again like I don't know what, or he wanted to wear my skin, like I don't know. And to the point that it was so weird that I remember when I met up with you all at the Vegas thing, I mentioned it I think to you and somebody else, and Brolo probably because Brolo was the one that they gave the suite to, and you guys were like, don't go stay with him, stay here in the suite. Nobody's gonna stay here, just stay here for the night. Right. And I was like, okay, thank you.
All right, it worked out.
Thank you for saving me. But again, I don't remember how I got home because I couldn't have driven home with him. So I must have gotten like a Southwest flight home. But like this also was like, how much was I drinking that I don't remember half of it. But like, yeah, I know.
Maybe he roofied you too and it just carried over.
I mean, I
Who
really don't.
knows?
I don't remember how I got home. I really don't like
Mm,
how I got home from Vegas. It could not have been in his car. You know what I mean?
right, right.
So I'm
That's
yeah
too bad.
yeah, but that's also where I met Aldo, and I'm still friends with Aldo.
Okay.
So a little salt with the rim, a little sugar with the salt. I don't know. I lost my track. Hi Aldo, I love you. Bye. And then you also had the tour across the U.S.
Yeah, 10 cities in 10 days. Mostly the middle and west coast of America.
How was, I mean, there was a lot going on in that tour because it was you all on a tour bus. It
Uh-huh.
was you all selling tickets to a multi-cities tour and a range of venue types,
Yes.
which I feel like actually this is a good thread to pull because I'm fascinated also over the years. You've had a range of venues that you've hosted your events at, ranging from an Airbnb
hmm
to, I mean, I know that you were at Cobb's Club, and I'm sure that you were at big theaters like in the tour.
Cobb's, the Comedy Store, the Big Room, and to be clear, if anybody's aware of this Big Room, just to brag, they have like two curtains to even close off. They had to open up both curtains. We filled up the whole fucking thing. Very exciting. So yeah, a whole bunch of different venues between LA, Portland, like you said, Albuquerque, one of the Kansas cities.
Out of
Uh,
all the venues you've performed in for a Keith and the Girl event, which was like your favorite? Like had like a nice backstage, was like a nice stage. You felt like a big deal performing there. Like which
First
are the
was
highlights?
Seattle and Portland were the first ones,
Okay.
and those were very nicely attended, and it's just a great way to start it off.
Yeah.
Then LA to fill up that place, and knowing people gave a fuck. th- those are the ones that really stand out. But everything was cool. Like even the something happened with the venue. We didn't get the venue, and then we rented an Airbnb
Yeah.
and had the party in there. The Airbnb place happened to have a pool, so it
Yeah.
became a big deal.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And talk
there,
about resourcefulness. Like talk about
yeah,
making it work. We're coming
you
here
gotta,
somehow, one
yeah,
way or another. We're gonna figure this out on the fly. Shout out Hamda because I know that was not you.
please.
Um, but you also were sharing a bus with the bus driver,
That's important.
and
With Wally, our buddy Wally, for those who
yes,
know.
it's not
Yeah,
like you all were like driving. There was a bus driver along the way for
yeah.
this. You had an intern along the way,
Danny Hatch was there.
right?
He would come on stage with us and whatnot.
And
He
he
was
was
very
on the
funny.
bus with you for the
Yeah,
tour.
yeah. He was on the bus. Who else? Catherine Heller. Kendall's with Hennessy. They were there.
So quite a bit of interpersonal shit that happened on that
And
tour, I'm
Newsy.
sure, along the
And
way.
Newsy was there. There was a part. There was a thing about them doing acid that turned into an argument, especially between Newsy and Hennessy. And Hennessy was explaining how she can handle it, and she should be able to do it whenever, or they,
Sure.
he should be able to do it whenever he wants. And I don't know, but it was just like a big back and forth fight. There was that.
Let me do my drugs. Sorry,
Right.
my
You know
brain.
these fucking psychonauts.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a couple of pins and threads here that I want to pull.
hmm
But first of all, thank you for going down the journey of like all the live shows. So the first, don't let me forget, I do want to talk to you about like the process of like selling
We got
tickets.
locked in the bus once,
Oh,
and Newsy climbed out the window
oh yes.
and helped save our life. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God, yeah. No, so many stories from that tour.
Yeah.
I have great memories of
Mm.
going to that tour stop. And I had the poster signed, and yeah, I mean, thank you for wearing my merch, but like I know about merch because I learned about it from you, and like marketing materials and hiring artists to, do proper marketing materials for you. So actually let's start there, but don't let me forget that I want to talk about like interns and interpersonal things and like
Oh,
working
somebody's got dirt. Okay, I see where this is going.
and working with people and then maybe not working with people, right?
That low.
And but that ultimately like the business is yours at the end of the day, right? And sometimes you got to make a choice, and
Oh my.
a baby's got to do what a baby's got to
Stop teasing. Let's start pleasing.
do. So talk to me about the roller coaster in like the sadomasochistic ride that is selling tickets for an event.
Well, yeah, I'm guessing you realize this.
Well, I had
People,
very talented people that have put on a lot of events that kept telling me, "Don't freak out. Your numbers
right?
for where they're at right now is just fine. Don't freak out. Your numbers for where they're at are just fine." So that helped a lot, and you were one of those people. So thank you.
I wish people bought tickets faster when they didn't know they're going somewhere, And so, yeah, it's always nerve wracking. Just sometimes they get their flight before they buy a ticket. And I'm like, what are you doing? Just can you help us fucking relax? And then it works out, and
Yeah.
we shouldn't necessarily be surprised because it's been working out, but we still are. I
Yeah.
made a joke at the beginning of one of my stand-ups, but it was true. Where yes, I knew when I was going to come out that the audience was full, but but before it even starts, I'm like, what if I just come out here and no one's here? What if today's the fucking day? And of course,
Everybody's sick.
right. And so, yes, anytime we do a show and we come out, it's like, oh, thank God. Meanwhile, of course, we know, but it's nerve wracking up until the time for sure. And this was some time ago, but Rolling Stones was doing a tour, and you had, this is one of these things where you had to have, maybe even needed an American Express or something specific, and you go on the
Sure.
site, but you're fighting virtually in line with other people, and then
Oh, I was
you
doing it this morning for Ariana tickets. I still haven't been able
say
to figure it out.
and like you're like lucky if you can get a $450 ticket.
Yes.
And so we're all like, hey, Rolling Stones, go fuck yourself. What about the regular person? But you know what? I bet they couldn't. They had to struggle to sell a fucking ticket.
Yes.
Everybody waited last minute, and then now they're like, you know what? $1,000 fucking. Go
Yeah.
fuck yourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Suck my dick.
yeah,
And you're gonna pay me.
yeah. I could see it. I see what tickets are. They're done with the bullshit.
But
I'm gonna
how
do my next stand up. It's gonna be $1,000, one person, one seat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
start saving up right now.
yeah.
So when I got home at the end of the night, my face hurt from smiling and laughing so much. I know that you've described
Where was this?
post live show.
From your show.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, brain ADD.
That's right.
And I'm so curious. Take me back to like, I feel like do you go into like instant replay mode post show? You wanna
After live
process
shows,
quietly, or do you wanna like talk about it?
I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it, and also, as soon as the show's over, everything's a little dizzy. But
Yes.
later on in that night, I want to talk about different things that happen, and did I notice? What did I notice? What did Henda notice? We'd always talk about that. Even after stand up, I'd want to talk about it.
Sure.
But for a little bit, it's just dizzying. I remember once getting off stage, doing stand up, and I had to pass through the audience, and somebody who like was a big Keith and the Girl supporter, I found out later, was upset because I guess they wanted to talk to me and I wasn't talking, and I'm like,
Sure.
I have to explain to you where my fucking head is at, that you're really pissed off that you felt slighted. That was
Yeah.
too bad.
Yeah.
But yes, after that dizzy goes away, then yes, I want to talk about it and think about it.
Yeah, and that's where some of that parasocial stuff comes into. Like, you are a performer getting ready to be on stage, and you should be able
Right.
to like be given,
Yeah.
a little grace to like be in your head, and even afterwards. Because not everybody does meet and greets. There's a reason. So have light. You get on stage, the light hits. There's people in the audience, but you can't really see them because of the way that the spotlight is.
Right.
I have been on this like virtual digital stage for years now, but I have not, and I've done drag a couple of times, but to be on stage with a microphone, and I also was like in heels and a corset,
Mhm.
and I come out. And my introduction was like a little bit of like tone setting and, just kind of like acknowledging the darkness around us before we like do the ha-has. And I had a moment that like I couldn't see anybody, like the lights are hitting me. I can
Mhm.
feel the sweat dripping down my back, down my corset. I can feel myself weeble wobbling in my heels. And thankfully, Seamus, who was co-hosting with me that night, has been on many, many stages and is used to it. And thankfully I called him on stage and we have had enough banter on this podcast that I was very grateful that I was sharing that hosting stage with Seamus that night, because once he came on stage, I was able to kind of melt into it. I also thankfully had a backup pair of shoes that were like 2 inches shorter, and I immediately changed into those, and that
That's
made a
funny.
big difference too.
Okay.
But
I do that too.
Seamus, I adore you. You're actually not listening to this because I know you're not, but we're gonna get into it
Oh
because
my.
we acknowledged it that night that
I hate listening to things.
yes, we acknowledged it that night that, you know, we joke about it now that I had to fire him, that I had to let him go, blah blah blah, da da da. And there's a lot of things that happened leading up to that led to that. And so I'm curious because you've also
The biggest thing was what? Not taking credit
oh,
for
we're
a
gonna go
show.
down this. We're gonna go down
Okay.
this journey. I just
Okay.
and please feel free to ask questions. I just want to start gently
Okay.
before we rip into assholes.
Oh wow. Okay.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm not calling anybody an asshole, but I might be ripping into an asshole.
Okay.
Um,
That of an asshole.
like they're the gentle person, my friend's asshole. I might rip into their
Right.
asshole.
Okay.
So Seamus has admitted, and we talked about it too on the podcast when we potted before the live show. We danced around it gently, that he'd had some stuff going on, and he was kind of like dealing with this like relationship thing that had him kind of manic. And we had that June's Pizza show that had the tech issue. And so we've mostly kind of blamed it on that being what kind of made me have to fire him. But there were things that happened along the way. And one of those things that happened along the way was that I was asking him, while we were working together very much hand in hand still, and like, you know, going to Vegas and doing
If
this
we
and
should
doing
share a
that.
hotel room with 2 queen size beds.
And no, I mean, yeah. And I was asking for his opinion to help me book the live show. And so I'm wanting and needing people in the comedy side of the pond. I mean, I was trying to book you. I was offering to fly you out here.
That was sweet.
And so along the way, we booked a guest for the show. This podcast has not come out yet. It'll actually be at the end of this episode. So if you're listening to this episode and you suddenly start hearing somebody else randomly and it's an old episode, this is that one. And I want to explain why it was in the archives and why it's not coming out as its own episode.
Okay.
Because there's something that happens in this episode that then behind the scenes I had to like take back, and it got awkward and weird. And so I was like, I cannot even release this show until after the live show. So Seamus was helping me book guests for the podcast. This was a guest that he booked and he had been telling me for weeks would be perfect for the live show. And so while I'm podcasting,
Cosby?
no, but her name is CJ. CJ Koep, local comedian, you know, queer female comedian.
Nice.
And so again, Seamus has been telling me for weeks that she's perfect. She's perfect. So I'm podcasting with her. He's kind of like on the side. I'm vibing her. We're having great energy. And so I impulsively, ADHD impulsive, get on one knee and ask her to be on the live show. Like I'm proposing to her.
Okay.
On one fucking knee. And then, funny enough, she says, I don't know, maybe, which was kind of funny and great.
Okay.
And so ultimately, she does circle back to me saying she wants to be a part of the show, but through Seamus. And at that point, he was starting to be in his mania. And then suddenly he doesn't want her to be a part of the live show. And suddenly he's feeling some kind of way. And suddenly he's panicking and like, oh, he first he wouldn't tell me why. He was just being weird. And then I was like, okay, like I'm trying to trust you here. We're working together. You're my production manager. At that point, he was my production manager, not assistant. He hadn't been demoted yet.
Do you push it? Do you guess? Like,
and so I'm trying to fill in the gaps. And so I'm like, what is it? Do you think that she's gonna take over? Do you think she's not gonna be fun to be with that day? Like, what happened that you were telling me she was great, right, to the point I offer her the role, and then now suddenly you don't want her? So I don't know. And again, mind you, he's like deep in his mania at that point, and he just moves some kind of way in the scene. I'm not speaking out of school. Anybody that knows Seamus in the scene knows that Seamus has had his ups and downs, and I've coached him along the way. But again, his actions have led to me no longer being able to like have him work for me, you know, on an ongoing basis. And if I wouldn't have already had announced him for the live show as my co-host, he probably would not have co-hosted with me, given everything that happened. But at that point, we were kind of chip committed, and I didn't want to add to the drama. I just figured, fuck it, we'll make it work.
Right.
But I ended up just holding the episode, and I reached out to Seamus recently and was like, hey, I'm at the point that like I need to do something with this episode, and I need to either record like a proper explanation of what happened and didn't happen and use it or scrap it. And his immediate response was scrap it. But I'm saying that as like an option that's not really an option because hello, I paid her as a guest. I paid him as an assistant. Like I pay money for these episodes. I pay for
Right.
production. So of course the man that spent no money and ultimately comes out looking a little manic and bad immediately says scrap it. And then I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, I wasn't asking for your opinion, actually.
I was just thinking out loud.
And I'm just giving you an option to address it with me versus me address it for you.
Right.
And so once he said scrap it, I said, okay, cute. I'm pinging Keith Malley. Because if the next person, I know who is perfect for me to talk about this with. So first of all, you're a great podcast co-host. I've given you a story. Feel free to ask me some questions.
Okay, here's the questions. What happened?
With what?
With anything. With
him with the comic?
him in the comic.
I have no idea what happened with him in the comic. Why suddenly she was great for the show, and then
what
when we
did
go
he
to
do-
lock her in, suddenly he wants nothing to do with her.
And what did he do that's so crazy that you debated about not putting out this show?
What did he Well, no, it just to me
Am I misunderstanding everything?
It just to me was a little weird for me to put out an episode where I'm asking this girl to be on a part of my live show. And behind the scenes, when she circled back to be a part of it again, he suddenly did not want her to be booked. And I took his word and like did not book her. Now, after everything that's happened, it's just part of the mania of the inconsistency.
But why is he saying to scrap a show?
Exactly, because he looks bad, because he knows ultimately it all adds to the mania of what was going on at that time.
I'm very confused.
So am I. Thank you.
So what people are about to hear
is the episode that I recorded with her.
Okay, but is he brought up in it?
He's behind the scenes. He's sitting right there. He booked the show.
Right.
And he was the one that was giving me the green light to book her for the live show. So
nothing about that show looks bad. It's just
I
behind
get
the
on
scenes,
one knee
you
and
know
ask
that.
her to be a part of the podcast.
So what?
But then ultimately I didn't book her, and I never really it was never clear why she wasn't booked. Like I never talked to her, and
oh, so you're thinking that the audience is like, hey, why did this never
or
come to fruition?
She might also feel some kind of way about why did I not ultimately book her for the live show. And so if she's listening to this, I wanted to apologize that I offered a gig and then took the gig back because my manic production manager changed his fucking mind.
Shouldn't you also tell her in private?
I mean, I didn't book her, so ultimately, I just didn't want to scrap the content. But I didn't book her. I don't talk to her. I didn't talk to her directly, but it just felt weird. It just felt weird. And so I'm just trying to address the weirdness and not scrap content that I paid money for.
I'm not saying scrap content, but I'm just
But
saying...
I also just I know that there's more to the story behind the scenes. And he's been opening up about the things that he did wrong, but in a very edited way. And I was offering him a chance to have this be another chance for him to come clean and talk about what he was going through and why one moment it was yes and then the next moment it was no. It was confusing for me. And it's still confusing.
Do you both still talk?
Me and Seamus?
Yes.
On and off, not as much since the live show.
What if you said, I'm thinking out loud, what if you said, hey, I'm going to put, well, you're obviously going to put the show out. So
I did.
matter.
No, I reached out to him and I said, hey, I want to put this out. How about me and you do what I'm doing right now, but with him, and that me and him could talk about what was going on at that time and why it was a green light to book her one moment to the point that you book her for the podcast.
And even in private, he wouldn't say, obviously.
It was weird then.
Right.
It was weird then. And knowing that he was in Mania, it makes sense that it doesn't make sense. And so I'm
Okay.
trying to make sense of it. And I was trying to give him a chance that now he's supposedly out of the Mania and supposedly making peace with people and supposedly trying to do better. This is me giving him a chance to do better. Because it also like I felt weird. Like I felt like it made me look bad. Like it made me look like a crazy weirdo that like I'm offering a gig and then I'm taking it
It
back.
does.
Like
Yeah. It's strange. Yeah.
yeah. And so I'm trying to clear the mess.
I hear you. I would rate this woman also.
Okay.
And then
I'm
you
writing
would
her right now. CJ.
right.
Dear CJ,
Well, yeah,
I'm
sure.
so
I mean,
sorry about
he
the
can't
weirdness.
if he can't tell you what the problem is, then
When you were involved with the
that's it.
MeMeCherry Productions production, I apologize for the weirdness of my former
There
production
you go.
manager.
On his behalf.
I cannot say anything about his behalf. I can only say that while he was working for me, I had no idea that things were getting weird, and I apologize you got caught up in the weirdness.
Okay.
How's that?
Well, I think that maybe you should add, I am the boss and I could have said something.
P.S. I am. I don't. That's the thing. I don't identify as a boss.
Yeah, I'm in charge.
Allegedly was in charge at that time.
I, so to speak, do the payments. And so
I was the
I'm an
one paying
important
the
person
bill.
in this
Since
business.
I was paying the cost to be the boss, I'm technically the boss. And since I'm technically the boss, I
Right.
should have acted like one.
As a
As per
member
my previous email.
as a member of MeMeCherry Productions, I feel that maybe.
I'm not laughing because I don't mean any of this. It's just because this is awkward and
Sure.
weird.
hmm It's
Um,
just weird. It's just strange because Seamus is on Keith and the Girl today later. So I don't know if that makes anything.
I really wish. I really wish. Where did I put my phone? I had notes. Okay. Oh, there we go. So yes. So at the end of this episode, when you hear suddenly another episode start, that's why.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be able to figure it out.
When since you were on the Pantheon show, have
Yes.
you and your girlfriend made sweet, sweet love yet?
Yes, of course. And
Congrats
she had
for
an
the
orgasm
Pantheon
'cause I'm in the
pussy.
book. Thank you. Thank
Sorry,
you.
I just wanted to use Pantheon pussy.
I see. I see.
So talk to me. You've hired and fired
Okay.
people.
Sure.
What like
It's
talk
awkward.
to me.
Oh, it's
Isn't
awkward.
it?
Yeah, but
Is there
if
a
we
reason
do
why we both kind of continue to like choose to not work with people?
well, you have to. I mean, we've been doing Keith and the Girl for 20 years. Some people are going to slack. And of course, we give a lot of grace, quite
Yeah.
frankly. And, it's usually, never actually. If we have to not work with somebody anymore, they're never surprised.
Oh.
Yeah.
Some of them might be branded for life, but maybe not surprised.
Intern Mike I don't have a problem too much with Intern Mike.
Okay,
Intern
good.
Mike did his work. Intern Mike was good. But there have
Okay,
been other people that you had to go, no. And they didn't really fight for it. I think they got it.
Was there ever a dramatic firing of any kind, or everybody was just kind of like, yeah, I figured?
Nobody fought back until like sometimes like years will go by and then they'll start talking shit
Sure,
and maybe not use our names, but it's obvious it's us.
sure.
You know what I mean? And then if I go, hey, I know this is us, they go, you probably think the song is about you. And I'm like, it is.
Sheath
You
and
fucking
Chemda.
weirdo. Right.
And then you're like, but actually, people call her Chemda all the time anyway.
Right. No, it's pretty clear. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for helping me process the weird because
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
You did.
Okay. Good.
Because it is still weird to me. Like, but I just don't know what to do with it. And like it felt weirder to just put it out without any kind of explanation. So I don't know. I mean, you get it. Do you get it? Do you get the need to do you get the need of wanting to explain the weirdness behind the production of a podcast that went left?
Yes, but to be clear, you don't understand the weirdness. So there's not much you're explaining, I feel like. Right?
I mean, I guess I'm just explaining that if you think it's weird, I think
You're
it's
telling
weird
me it's
too.
weird, so I think it's weird.
No, no, no. I mean like I mean the general you. Like if the audience is also like, what the fuck? I just want to say, yeah, right. What the fuck?
Right. Yeah, but I could see people going, "Hey, you were excited about this guest. What happened to him?"
Yeah, yeah.
I see that.
Yeah, or again, them feeling some kind of like, what the fuck happened? Like that was weird. And so I think
Do
ultimately,
you just
yes,
hope that
this is a
that
public letter to CJ.
do you hope CJ just finds this show though, or will listen
Well,
to
I'm
this
gonna
show?
tag her in the
Oh my
episode.
goodness. This is amazing. This is
And when the app that cuts clips, if it happens to cut clips from that part of the podcast, well, I'm
make up a
gonna
clip right now. Like make up a this will be the clip and then say something heartfelt right now.
CJ, I'm so sorry
No,
that
no,
things were weird.
act like you're not talking directly to her because it's a clip. You're talking to me,
Okay,
but about her.
Keith
How,
Malley,
yeah, what's
this
that?
is a
I'm
very
Keith.
heartfelt moment.
I guess so. Go on, continue. But you were already, you know what you were saying just now, Mimi, about you
Yes,
had
tell
a
me, Keith, what was I saying?
you were talking about CJ being on the show. Then all you even have proposed. Hey, will you be on my show?
I
And
did
next thing you
have
know,
proposed to CJ.
CJ's not invited to this Vegas show, and
Then only CJ
CJ's
is no,
like,
not
"What the
Vegas, the live show in San Francisco.
in San Francisco?" You were saying, and then CJ's like, "What? What? I have to imagine." CJ's like, "What the fuck happened?" And you were saying what?
That my manic former, well, at the time, allegedly in a manic episode, former
Right.
assistant,
Also, not allegedly, but continue.
well, the manic part.
Okay.
Former assistant is not allegedly the manic part. He said that he was in a manic episode, but for the sake of whatever the fuck's
You have to
allegedly.
believe people when they talk.
Sure, believe them the first time. Things were weird at that time with me and my now former production manager, who then became demoted to production assistant. It was around this time that demotion happened. So all this weirdness
Mm,
led to the demotion. And then when June's Pizza happened, that was the full firing. So he had
mm.
just been demoted because shit was weird. And this was the biggest, weirdest thing. This and like when we came back from Vegas, things were just weird.
And
And
you're
this is
nervous
part of
that
that.
you look bad and that your company looks bad when this
Yes.
guy fucked you.
Yes.
All right.
And like I've reached
cut it
out
right
to
there. The clip can't be that long. And cut.
and cut. Because I've also reached out to like other people that are like in the comedy scene that are like very aligned like to my audience, right? Like, POC, queer, all those things. And not to like toot my own horn, but I would figure would happily take a paid booking.
Right.
And they've completely ignored me to the point that like I even had my drag mom, who I do not ask for these type of favors, but I was like, hey, can you put in a good word? And even my drag mom putting in a good word, this person has never like, it's crickets. And I'm convinced it's because I was working with Seamus. And like Seamus has a little bit of a reputation in the local scene as like sometimes
And
not.
even if CJ is thinking, hey, maybe it's weird that different people are speaking on the boss's behalf, the boss should just do that. You would like to know, you just hope everything's okay.
Well, I
Maybe
apologize for the weirdness ultimately. And yes, you're right. I am the top of the food chain at the end of the day. It is MeMeCherry Productions. And like I was trusting somebody a little too much with the reins. And this was part of the recklessness that made me realize I had to take the reins back. But I never spoke directly to CJ. I just kind of let Seamus figure it all out. And that was my bad too. And
are
like
you
sometimes I'm
afraid it's going to
avoidant.
be, are you afraid it's going to be too tough for in case CJ's goes, fuck you, that you don't want to have to deal with that? Is that the problem?
I don't know. I think this is the tiny part of me that's still left of me as a kid that would like put things under the bed because she didn't want to deal with them. And I'm trying to bring it out from under the bed,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
I understand what you're saying. Sure.
Yeah. I for as much as I'm good at being direct and confronting things and blah blah blah, I also am avoidant sometimes, and sometimes I am a little scared of confrontation, and it's layered, right? Because it's not just about me, and so that adds to it that like I'm talking about somebody else too, not just CJ. That I'm talking about Seamus too, and like how messy it got between us, and like it just adds to the like. I can feel it in my body. Like it just like. Ugh.
Okay.
Like I'm still processing that. Like when I had to fire Seamus, things got so bad for me mental health wise. I was struggling at work. Like my day job that I've now been at for 5 years, to the point that my boss had to have like a talk with me to make sure that I was okay. I low-key think that he thought I started drinking again, the way that he like talked to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so this is all part of that
Great
time.
job, Seamus.
So this is me trying to heal all of that, I think.
Okay. So see that, CJ? Yes. Could Mimi have reached out to you? Okay, maybe. But
Yes.
Mimi was dying inside. She couldn't even get her fucking work done.
I couldn't. My head was exploding.
That's right.
I was
So
dreaming up
CJ,
too
get
many
off-
amazing images.
CJ, get off her fucking back. Okay? Now I have a problem with CJ.
You know what? CJ and Craig can go. No. CJ, I'm sorry. Things got weird. If you never want to talk to me, I get it. And if you want to come back on the podcast and hash it out on the remix, you have an open invite
Hash
and you
it
can come
out.
back.
Where the fuck could that go? Hash it
Work
out.
work it out on the remix. I mean, hey, content is content, right? No.
She just starts going, fuck you ruined my day.
You hurt my feelings. Before I do a harsh cut into that episode, do you want to play the one game we have for today?
I like games. Let's do it.
Well, it's a very specific to Keith Malley. Is it a game? It is a game. It's mini impressions, and you get to guess who I'm mini impressing.
I love impressions. Okay.
And it's mini impressions.
Yeah, I don't got all the fucking day.
Okay. And I worked on my little list. I'm very proud of my list.
Okay.
Are you ready for round one?
Yes. How many of these are from the drag show? Are from that
None.
one that's up for Emmys? None. Okay,
None.
then I have a chance. Okay.
Yes. No, this is very Keith Malley like friendly.
Okay. You really get into character.
This fucking crowd.
I'm actually hearing more Dangerfield, but I'm gonna guess Dice.
No, you had it right the first time.
Dangerfield? Okay.
Yes, and I worked on it. I like literally
fucking
like
crowd.
pulled up clips and like kept like
All right. Okay, I'll count it.
yes. And I found Dangerfield introducing Dice, and I almost tried to like looper it together.
Look at that. Look at that.
But good. Okay, good. 1 for 1, and that was a good one. So I did good because
Okay,
you got
did
it.
great.
Okay. It's a me. Insert blank name.
It's her blank name?
The name of the person. It's a me. Insert blank name.
I don't know what blank name means. I'd say Mario, like a female Mario.
Oh, like it's a me, Mario.
Okay. I got confused with the follow-up. Okay, so I count that. I got that.
Yes, you got it.
Okay.
It's just that he says his name, and I can't
Right.
give you his name because it gives
Oh,
it
insert
away.
blank name, but insert and blanks kind of sounds like the same thing, so that confused me. Okay.
But you got it. You
We
got
got
it.
it,
You
is
got
the
it.
point.
You got it.
Okay.
You got it. 2 for 2. You ready?
Yep. The getting into the character is awesome. Poopy from South Park.
Hanky, but I'll take it. Hanky
All
the
right.
Christmas poo.
Okay.
Because I was gonna go insert blank name.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't. That would have turned her again.
Okay. Are you ready?
I am ready. Hold on. Okay, I'm ready.
I can't even look at you for this one.
Right.
Gems are passed down from parents to products, and they trait to carry colors from eyes, and my genes are genes.
Oh. Sydney Sweeney, the Nazi.
Ding, 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 ding,
Nice.
ding. Good job.
Thank
Okay, do you want 2 more, or should we go to the speed run to
I
the
want-
final one?
I went 2 more, and then
Okay,
the
2 more.
final one. Yeah.
Okay. So then the second and then final. So
Okay.
come on, yeah.
Carmen.
Okay, are you ready for your final one?
Yes.
I'm Keith Malley.
Labubu. The special one that nobody has.
I'm a rhinestone crystal Labubu.
Perfect.
Ding, ding, ding.
All
Oh,
right.
that
Yes.
reminded me. I have in the merch store left. This will be one-time run only. If you want a magnet pin combo,
That's cool.
they can be a pin or a magnet. They're in the merch store, so get them while you can. They're super,
All
super
right.
cute. Keith Malley, you are one of my besties.
Yes.
I
Yes.
I'm so grateful for you. You roast me with kindness. You were an
Bless you.
inspiration for this year's live show.
Not bad.
Who knows? Maybe
Congrats.
2027 you can make it out for that one.
Yeah. Congrats, by the way.
Thank you. Oh, and before we go, podcaster, do you want to ask me any questions about the live show?
No.
Oh,
Glad you were happy.
well, actually, shout out Matthew
Our
from the
buddy-
Keith and the Girl
yeah.
chat,
Mhm.
who flew out and like said nothing, completely surprised me. And at one point, and it's in the video, you see it in the video on YouTube. You can go to youtube.com/MeMeCherry right now and watch me get gagged, literally, because I'm on stage and then I look down and I see him. I'm like, wait, I know you.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, behind your back, maybe he told you, but it's more important when it's behind somebody's back. He loved it. He had a great time, he said.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to hang out with him, but he just ghosted me.
Anybody, well, he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to be talked about on your show too much. You know how you get.
Is that why nobody wants to date me? You don't want to be
You're like-
fodder for the show.
They're like, it's a first date, and they're like, tell me more about yourself and your hobbies. Like, I'll listen to my next show. I'll tell you everything that I want to say to you.
I mean, shout out to the guy that is a friend with benefit who is actually the first person to ever ask me about the podcast. And you are probably listening to this right now, and you might be a guest on the show down the line because you asked to be. So shout out you, because in all the time that I've been doing the podcast, and I even had like serious relationships, nobody ever asked me about the podcast. And he like actually listened to it and wants to be a guest. So we'll see if
You normally bring it up, and he's the only one who asked? That's interesting. That's stupid.
for him or me.
Nobody, for the people that don't ask. Why wouldn't somebody ask?
Thank you. Yeah. Why, yes.
Yay. For him or me.
I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. I've learned to now just hold people with open hands. And if they want to fly back to my hand, they do. And if they don't, then they don't. And the time that we flew together was great.
Was anybody at the live show a performer? Was anybody not taking it like it's real? Did anybody show up last minute? Were people late? Did they not have their costumes?
You know what's interesting is that the OG, the one who has been on the stage the longest in terms of career, was the one who prepped the least. He came thinking he could just do crowd work. And like, I didn't hear him, but the feedback that I got was like, ay, 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 or I wasn't ready for the old guy. And my stage manager at one point was like, he's dying out there. So that was interesting because yes, it was just interesting that somebody who puts on shows and understands what it's like to book people for shows and has been around for so long and has been the starting point to so many famous people's careers. You would think that they would respect an opportunity like this and maybe prepare a little bit, given that they were in a group chat with people for weeks and maybe could have, like, I don't know, like gotten the vibe about the kind of show that they were booked for. And when they asked a certain somebody else who also helped me book them, who no longer books people for me, I wonder who that is, that person didn't properly prep them either. I'm now realizing. So
well, I don't know. To me, it sounds like the performer's fault, but I hear you.
Yeah.
You know who would have done a better job?
You.
CJ.
Oh. You know what? Probably yes. CJ, do you want to co-host? No. Imagine.
And I'll respond on the next show.
No, but I am trying to manifest 2027. Oh, okay. A couple more things before we go. I just love talking to you, Keith Malley, and you're just such a great podcaster. So there's two things that my ADHD brain, I don't want to forget. 2027 manifesting the next live show. And how we get there, the road to even 2027 being a thing. So I've been itching for like, is it time for like another format refresh? Do I not necessarily lean so much on guests? Do I start doing more solo podcasts like you have been on the journey
You
on?
stop talking about drag. It's enough. Everybody gets it. Can you imagine?
But like, maybe do I start talking about current TV shows, or do I talk about more pop culture stuff, or do I talk
Whatever
more about the
grabs you.
news,
Does it
or
grab you?
like, and that's the thing, and that's the thing that I think that I've been struggling with is like, what do I want to yap about? And I don't know. Like I'm asking myself that and I have no answer. So I'm opening up the table to other people come to the table with me. And
I
you
want
know
you to
what
do a Peacemaker podcast. It's so good.
Sophie Pod X Peacemaker.
Yes.
That or maybe that's part of the thing is like maybe I start recapping TV shows. Like again, it's like what is the vibe? Like what do people want to listen to? Do they like when I interview people? Do they like that when I interview people that they know? Do they like me maybe they don't like these random people that like nobody knows about? Like I don't know. And so like what do you want to hear? What do you want? And it's so
What do you
cliche.
want?
And what do you
What
want?
the fuck do you want?
And it's so cliche because I usually hate it when creators do this, but I am curious about what the audience wants from me because this show has evolved over the years, just like yours has. But yours at the end of the show, yours at the end of the day. Okay, actually, we're talking through this. This is we're fleshing it out because Keith and the Girl. When I think Keith and the Girl, elevator pitch. Okay, what's your elevator pitch for Keith and the Girl? Nobody's ever heard you before. You have 2 minutes to tell them about what Keith and the Girl is. Like, what do you tell them? And then I'll tell you as a listener what I would tell somebody.
It's a Conjuring Universe podcast, and we go over the history of facts versus fiction, and it's a comedy show at the end of the day. But we talk about the world burning.
Yeah.
And while it is a comedy show, if anything, it's probably more a relationship show. That shit fascinates me, whether it's lovers or brothers or friends. I'm very curious about all that stuff, and we will get personal.
Cute. I like that. If I were gonna tell somebody, excuse me, or when I do tell people about Keith and the Girl, it is pioneering, one of the longest running podcasts, comedy show. Used to be hosted by a former couple, who then broke up and still kept the show together, who have interviewed people along the way. Ding! The elevator just got to the next floor.
All right, that sounds like an interesting show. I'll check it out.
It's a comedy show. It's a pop culture show. It's a news show. It is a show that delves into relationships. And actually, it's the show that first introduced me properly to trans people and to and taught me how to have conversations with other people about trans people, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. Which I never would think to like credit you with when we think of Keith Malley.
I don't know why you made it weird, but okay. Anyway, hi CJ, nice to meet you. Jesus.
So I love that now you just keep bringing CJ up.
Yeah. No, we're gonna be pals.
CJ's
gonna be on
CJ's
every live show I do.
Keith and the Girl.
Yeah.
The next Newsy show that I sign on to, CJ's in there.
And all CJ's jokes, if we do live shows and you happen to be there, is going to be about you, but only you'll be able to tell.
And it's about how much of a shitty boss I am.
Yeah.
So we get to so ultimately, does this
Tasmanian
show...
Devil? The fuck was that?
Yes. He does come out of me sometimes.
Okay, all right, breathe.
You've seen it happen. You know what's funny? Sometimes I come home from the gym and I've caught myself recently. I'll be tired and I'm walking down the hall and I go, I'm like, what the fuck am I, a goddamn horse? What am I? So Tasmanian Devil, a horse. So I have said that the current version of what Sophie Pod is an interesting conversation with an interesting person. But like, is that interesting person?
That's good. I love those things. I love interesting people.
Thank you. I have a podcast.
Okay.
So then are you answering the poll? Do I go solo? Do I keep it a chat show with somebody else?
You do
Do I
it
need a
all.
co-host? And that's another thing. Like, do I try to find a co-host? Do we maybe start a reality show on YouTube about me searching for a new co-host? Is that the new season of Sophie Pod? Is searching for a co-host?
You know, when kind of left, I thought I'd have a regular co-host, and I don't really care. I like all the different guests we have. I like doing solo shows sometimes. I don't do
Because
them
I'm struggling
often,
with
but
the
I
booking
like
of the
it.
guests. That's what I'm struggling with. Is like, who do I book now? Who do I
So
want to
do
talk to?
both. And then when something hits you, it hits you. And if it
Yeah,
doesn't hit you, it doesn't hit you.
boom,
Yeah.
sold. Okay. Do you want to start a pod? No.
I'm busy today, but
I'm kidding.
can you imagine
Um,
that I'm talking? I gotta start watching RuPaul.
I don't even really watch Drag Race as much anymore.
What?
I know.
Because I don't
I
like to see them compete. I want them to support each other.
It's become so formulaic, and these girls go into debt before they get on the show. It's become like drag college in a weird
Oh,
way.
because
And
they have to
like,
buy their own shit, like sequence and stuff.
yeah, well, like the outfits, and they like, now you have to commission these like fabulous outfits from these fabulous
Oh.
designers. When like before it used to
Oh,
be
they don't
like,
even make them. They just wear them.
well, and that's the thing, is like it's become like this Super
Bullshit.
Bowl formulaic level of drag.
Bullshit. Even women in the WWE make their own costumes. Come on now.
Period.
Yeah.
And so, and again, it's become like this gold standard of what drag is supposed to be. And I just see so much of the local scene, and I'm so involved in the local scene that I've become way more interested in being more present for my local scene than like watching Drag Race necessarily. But who knows? Maybe I start watching it again and make this a recap show. Who fucking knows?
Who knows? All right.
ADHD, neurospicy.
Hmm.
That's the other thing, is that sometimes I'm into shit and sometimes I'm not. It's the
Oh,
neurospicy of
that's
it all.
you? Okay. Yeah. That's autism. Sometimes you like things, sometimes you don't.
You have a finishing disease, so I don't have that.
Right. I think of a topic and then I finish it. And then I do another topic. You're right.
No, with like TV shows and movie series and stuff
Right.
like
I
that.
hear you. I don't know. I'm halfway through this new Spike Lee movie on Apple TV, Highest to Lowest. I think I'm gonna be able to not finish it.
You brought up Conjuring. Are you into the Conjuring
I'm not
universe?
into it, but I have seen every single one.
So you've seen the Annabelles, you've seen the Nuns,
I've
because
seen them all.
my DirecTV showed me as like one of the options for like the on demand was like the Conjuring universe.
Right.
And so I was seeing the previews for the new one, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cunty.
What's
So
cunty mean in this?
like, that's cute. Like, I want to see it.
Okay. Okay. Cunty.
Yeah, cunty, cute, sweet, sexy. And then I was like, Conjuring universe, like what else could it be besides the Conjuring? But then it brought up the Annabelles and it brought up the Nuns. So you've seen
Mhm.
all of those.
All of them, even La Lenora. I've seen everything.
See, I haven't. Neurospicy.
Well, you can't do a podcast on that then. You don't want
I
to do
do.
it anyway. Do a podcast on movies you haven't seen and guess at it.
I just go to the IMDb.
But don't say you're guessing.
Yeah, no. We're gonna be honest. We're gonna say this is the most honest review show there is. I read other reviews, and then I tell you what the vibe is.
Right. And then if somebody's like, no, in Independence Day, the aliens blew up the White House, just be like, I doubt it.
Fake news.
Yeah. That'll get people upset. That'll be engagement.
Ooh. See, that's what the new era needs to be. Rage baiting.
Do movie reviews and just make shit up. Deliberately lie if you saw the movie. And be
I
like,
kind of
can't
like this.
I can't believe in Jaws they killed the shark in 10 fucking minutes.
I can't believe in Jaws the aliens come down and have sex with it.
They never got a bigger boat.
It didn't come over on Amazon.
Talk about the Godfather 4 that never happened.
Casino 3.
Right. I like this.
The first of the Mohicans.
There you go.
Okay, let's go. Okay, what? A couple more.
Highest 3 lowest now on Apple TV.
Tsunami John.
What's that based on?
Forrest Gump.
Okay, I was supposed to get that. You know what? I'll stick with the impression game.
That's what the podcast is going forward now. Is just mini impressions.
It's a 1-minute podcast, and you
Yes.
just do your 2-second impressions.
Yeah, there was for a while there. There was a couple of comedians that had a podcast that was 10 minutes and 10 minutes only.
Okay.
Oh God. Anyways, okay. Bye. I love you. Bye.
Oh, it really is going to abruptly go to that next show. Okay, here it is.
No, Keith Malley. Let's properly wrap this up, or actually lead this into the rest of this episode.
Yes. This is
So,
the new
how
episode.
about you tell CJ how much I suck and how sorry I should be?
Sure. CJ, I'm yet another person talking to you on her behalf. But anyway, she's sorry you had to go through things, and she hopes you're quite okay and that you don't think she's cunty in the bad way, not the cute way. She hopes you don't think of her as a cunt, but you think of her as cunty.
Cunty. Yes,
Yeah.
you get it.
I get
Cunt is to cunty
Right.
as bitch is to bitchy.
I see. Oh, I'm really confused about these words, but all right.
No, bitch is to bitch in.
So if you have anything you'd like to personally say to me, CJ, my email is info@keithandthegirl.com. All right? Oh, you caramba, chicks.
And if you want to get booked on a proper show, CJ, I'm sorry. Seamus, I gave you a chance to be here to do this yourself.
You son of a bitch.
You said scrap it, and I said no.
I didn't. That wasn't really an option, even
I
though
was
I
saying
said
it.
it.
I was saying it.
That was a
Not-
test, and you failed that one too.
It's not ironically, but like when
You
you
not
say
only
something-
ruined one of my shows in the past, you tried to ruin another one, and I gave you a second chance.
Oh, actually, we can leave on this. This I was not ready for at the live show, and it's on the youtube.com/MeMeCherry. This fucker, as part of his as part of his bake, told people that he sent me a dick pic, which he has, but that was before we worked together.
Wow.
And I was never going to tell anybody about that.
Ah.
And he said it on stage.
Now the bake thing is supposed to be nice things, right? As opposed
Yes!
to a roast. So what? He just threw it out there. Did it have a punchline to it?
He sometimes just gets weirdly sexual with his jokes because he sometimes runs jokes by me. And when they're funny, I tell him. And then when they're not, I'm like, huh, that was a thing.
Did you ever have to tell him we can't be sexual anymore?
So it's not us being sexual. It's him and
Because I had to
his
tell the intern Mike.
him and his comedy. He sometimes he brings sex into things that it has nowhere in it. And like sometimes I tell him like, okay, in the joke structure, what about this part makes the rest of it funny? And
Mhm.
9 times out of 10 it's not, and he scraps it. This, I think he
Why
was
did the
kind of
chicken cross the road? Wanna fuck?
this one, he was kind of like in a pocket where he was flirting with the drag queens and they were flirting back. And I think he slippery sloped into admitting that he sent me a dick pic, which I was not
Okay.
trying to share with people, but he said it. So,
You should have showed the crowd.
well, no, after the show, I had people coming to me asking to see it. And I said, I don't have that shit, child.
Yeah. Do
Wasn't
you
worth
still have it
saving.
though, just between us?
It wasn't worth saving.
It's not panoramic.
It's not worth saving.
Okay.
Also, I'm now realizing that I'm dating, and see, I never saw it in person. I only saw it in a picture. Let's be clear. Like
Gotcha.
we flirted over the phone, but then I quickly realized he was still in love with the girlfriend that he was actually seeing at the time. And so
How'd you find each other that this was before working together?
we met at an Oaklash event years ago,
Ah.
and we're following each other on Instagram. And then he came up on my Bumble, and this was not. It was summer, fall of last year. But at that time, he was kind of like not really like he was yes, but no. And then he kind of circled back to like flirt with me again. And we were just kind of flirting over text, but it never materialized into anything. Like he never actually showed up. He never came around to hang out. And then when we finally talked, he admitted and we realized, and I realized that he was in love with like an ex and was on the apps just trying to like get over her, but he wasn't over her. He was still into her. And so I'm like, well, I want nothing to do with this. But at the time, he was trying to get out of being a security guard, and I needed help. And so I'm like, all right, well, we're not going to date, but hey,
Okay.
want to
You
work
know
for me?
what? However you get in. What? And obviously, straight people can go to Oaklash, but what's his sexuality? Is he completely straight?
He jokes a lot about his sexuality. I'll let him address it
Uh-huh.
directly himself.
Okay. Yeah, right.
He's also sober, and I think that question depends on his sobriety.
Ah, nice.
So if he wasn't sober, I think that answer might be different. I think is
Sure.
the answer of his comedy, because he talks about it in his
I
comedy.
gotcha. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Good for
I
him.
mean, he likes attention.
Okay.
I
And sometimes penis.
don't know.
I have his album. He says it.
I could see Seamus being the type that a mouth is a mouth.
Okay.
I think my bakey hole is not the first hole he's seen. Like that in a wall.
Is Bakey Hole a mouth or a pussy?
Oh, the donut. It's a donut that like baked goods come out of. Remember the one that
Oh,
it's-
okay.
yeah.
Gotcha. Yes, yes, yes. Of course. I remember.
Sorry. MeMeCherry universe lore
Yes,
runs deep
yes.
around here.
Sure. Of course.
Anyways, please enjoy the YouTube videos of me rhinestoning the California's first pink rhinestoned Labubu.
Congrats.
I think she kind of looks like Britney Spears right now. I haven't decided if I'm gonna fully rhinestone her. Oh yeah, Keith Malley. Do I fully
Yeah.
rhinestone her, or
No.
do I leave her looking like Britney Spears?
You leave it like that. You can add something to the head if you want, but to do the whole thing seems cheap
Like a
and
little
tacky.
headband?
If you like.
Okay. Right now it has like a little Elvis collar.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
You think about it. It's not really asking, right? Right, Seamus? She's not really asking. You know what's going on. She already made up her mind.
Leave it in the comments. No, I'm trying to get some engagement.
Oh, I see. Right. Should I burn it or what are your thoughts?
Well, funny. I offered one to my drag mom, and her response was, "Is it bad that my first initial reaction is that I want to burn it?" And I said, "Is it bad that my first initial reaction is can we make a video out of it?" We decided to not.
Okay.
But
No, you don't want the evil out there. Keep it contained.
yeah, we're not trying to do South Park style demon
How much was that?
rituals. The Labubu?
Yeah.
I get them off the secondary market because they're really hard to get off of Pop Mart. And so I
Okay.
pay a little extra for them. But she's like dollars.
Almost $100?
No.
Okay.
No, the box of 6 was like $230.
Well worth it.
I mean, I made videos out of it. I gave them as gifts. I do
course.
love giving. I mean, I've told you that gift giving is one of my love languages.
Mhm.
And even though I'm not dating anybody, I love my friends. And so I love that like I get to delight and surprise people with like things like Telfar bags and Labubus.
Nice.
It's
what
fun.
the fuck is a topher bag?
Telfar is a queer design house, and they are known, they're like huge in the queer community. Anyways,
Okay.
everybody that was a part of my cast got something Telfar, and the drag
Sweet.
performers got Telfar bags very similar to this one that I'm holding right now. And one of
Okay.
my performers, it was her first Telfar bag,
Oh
and
my
I recorded myself giving it to her, and the reaction was priceless, and it was great.
Beautiful.
And like she was so excited and so happy. She even brought it up on stage when she was baking me,
Okay.
like as in talking about it, not the bag.
Right.
But yeah.
Cool. And she had a dick pic of you or
I wish. Betty, hit me up. Betty Jane is hot. I mean, every time that she turned around to be nice, they kept clapping. They just wanted her to turn around.
Okay. This is some show. I'm in.
YouTube.com/MeMeCherry.
All
Oh,
right.
okay. So that reminds me. The last thing is we're manifesting 2027. So this podcast keeps going. The next live show I'm trying to manifest will be 2027. And that will be my full Pokemon evolution.
Is this Betty Jane hella pretty? Do they go by hella? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me hit that follow real quick. Boom.
Okay.
She's a fun time. Actually, I keep missing her. I've been trying to actually pay her for her time. She has a very poppin' TikTok, and I want her to come on and like consult and help me freshen up the podcast. So Betty Jane, we need to get together and do some talking.
We had a popular drag queen on once. I feel
Lady
like
Bunny.
Lady Bunny, and then
Yeah.
Lady Bunny shows up as a dude.
As
It's
a man.
like, what the fuck are we doing here?
But I love getting them in their boy drag,
It'd
and
be
it's one
nice
of
to
the
know.
well, yes, but you're a normie.
Boy drag? No,
They
that's
should put
just
on
regular.
for you. They should put on the fantasy. For me, they come in as
Or
like their
tell
regular
me
person.
you're yes. Or tell me,
Or
and then I'll be
communicate.
ready.
Relationships are built on communication, Lady Bunny.
That's right. Thank you. Made me hate
Bun.
drag for 10 years.
And this is year 8. So yeah, so 2027, we're manifesting the next Sophie Pod live show. And the idea is that it'll be my full Pokemon evolution. So the first live show 2 years ago was when I did my drag queen debut, and I had fairy drag mothers who helped me get in drag on stage, and it was part of the show. This year we had the bake, and we had more of a variety show style live show, and we had the first bake, and then my drag number at the end, I did a Bad Bunny number, but kind of like an femme gender fuck kind of vibe. So it was like so it was like a middle of the ground drag kind of like vibe. I wasn't fully a drag queen or a drag king. What was I? Just performing. And 2027, what I'm trying to manifest is that it'll be my full Pokemon evolution into drag king. And so I will have fairy drag fathers, and I already have 3 in mind, and I've already told them. I'll keep it a secret for now until they're fully booked. But I have 3 people in mind who you walk it. So Keith Malley gets a ticket to SophiePod.com/live in 2027. You walk in the door, and the first thing that you're going to see is me on stage in a chair getting my makeup done to look like a drag king. But I'll be like mostly done by the time that you're walking in the door.
I'll be early.
Well, then you'll see all of it. And then we will have drag performances, very variety show like this. And if they're into it, I would love for these performers to bring the bake idea back, and we do another bake. Okay. And then I would close out the show doing another Bad Bunny number, but this time in my full drag king persona.
Fucking Christ. Beautiful.
Pokemon full evolution.
Oh my good God. Hello.
So let's get this podcast going till 2027, and then I can close it out. No. But yes. Oh, and I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to my performers that said yes to being a part of my show. I want to say a huge thank you to everybody that was a part of the bake part, because I know that was like a random, exercise in comedy that I asked people to do, and everybody took their own spin on it, and it was fucking great. And it worked.
Sounds great. Tell CJ how great it was.
Well, CJ wouldn't have been part of the bake because it was only the drag performers who all hang out with each other enough to like roast each other / bake each other, and Seamus.
Sure.
Because Seamus got to worm his way in there somehow. So yes. So I wanted to say thank you to my performers. I wanted to say thank you to Oasis as an amazing venue. Keith Malley.
Yes.
I shared the same stage as Doja Cat, because literally 24 hours later, Doja Cat was hosting a listening party at that same venue on that same stage. So I get to say that I shared a stage with Doja Cat. And
by the way, for those who don't know, Doja Cat is a person.
Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. Moo. Yes.
By the way, you know her real name, right? I think it's Amala. Does that sound right?
That sounds right.
When was she born? 95?
I don't know people's birth dates.
Sounds right to me.
That sounds right.
I'm pretty sure.
She's younger than me.
She's young for a rapper, singer. She rates her songs.
She's a dancer too. She's an amazing dancer.
She's an amazing dancer.
Yes.
Probably like hip hop, pop, right?
Yes.
Even pop rap, I would say.
Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. Moo.
What labels do you think she's on mostly? Does RCA sounds right, but I can't really. Early life and education.
So yes, so I shared the same stage as Doja Cat.
Congrats.
So thank you to Oasis, the amazing venue who sadly is closing at the end of the year.
Wonderwall, etc.
No, Oasis the nightclub,
Oh,
not the that's different guest.
okay.
That was Catherine, not me.
Okay.
No, but the Oasis Cabaret nightclub that is sadly closing its doors at the end of the year. So I'm honored that I got to be a
All
part of its
right.
swan song. And thank you to everybody that was in the audience, because the fact that I looked out and A, saw people that I recognized, but B, saw people that I didn't. Like there were
Nice.
people that got tickets because they happened to be in town for a wedding and they just wanted like a show to go to. They didn't even know who the
All
fuck we
right.
were.
There
And
you go.
so that was a win in itself. And shout out to Amir Yas, who at the end of the night told me that they had not done comedy in a while and this reignited his love for comedy, and that made me
Okay.
cry. And so
Okay.
in a good way.
Mhm.
And so I got so much good feedback at the end of the night. People came up to me from the audience and were like, "Oh my God, I love the bake idea. I love the positivity. We need more things like this. We need more shows like this." And so thank you for believing in me and for taking a chance on me. And thank you, because you were a big part of how even
You're
the
welcome.
the
You're welcome
show
for the whole
idea.
show. You're welcome for all the performers, and you're welcome for everybody's good time.
You're welcome for podcasting as a medium. You're
You're
welcome for
welcome for
microphones.
that's right.
You're welcome that you can go to Amazon and hit podcast kit. That's thanks to me.
That's right.
Well, I hope you get some more Pantheon pussy.
Thank you. That's sweet. Thank you.
CJ, I'm sorry. Seamus, do better.
All right.
Keith, thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being my podcast daddy. And enjoy this random weird episode next.
And go.
Wait, are you still here?
I'm listening in.
Wait, is it weird yet?
Hold on, she's on the
I was wondering, do you remember that you have a Patreon?
Wait, I have a Patreon?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Not only do you have a Patreon, but you also have a certain level of each Patreon that each person can aspire to become.
Yes, you can aspire to be one of my patrons.
What is the first level?
Well, I'm so glad that you asked the honey level. And in the honey level, you're going to get a sticker in the mail. You're also going to get production credit.
Hey.
And you also get access to hot cam footage, editing footage that used to end up on the editing room floor digitally that now ends up in your hot little pockets in your honey level of the Patreon.
What
Yes.
is the second tier?
We have a sugar tier. In the sugar tier, you're going to get not one sticker. You're going to get 2 stickers in the mail every month. You're going to get the production credit.
Hey.
You're going to get the hot cam footage.
Okay.
But you're also going to get the new Patreon exclusive What's in My Snurse, and or just other Patreon exclusive content that would not be at the honey level, because honey, you're okay, but you're not sugar. If you take sugar and you throw it in a pot, put a little heat on it,
Okay.
you get caramel.
There's a caramel tier now?
That's the top tier.
Okay. I have to know what is in the caramel tier.
What's in the caramel? You get 2 stickers in the mail every month. You know that you also get a little note handwritten by me?
What?
Yes, everybody gets a note with the stickers.
Well, that's fun.
I mean, it's like Christmas. I told you.
Okay.
You get the stickers. You get the production credit because you're what? A producer.
Hey.
You get the hot cam footage. You get the snurse footage. You get the other Patreon exclusive footage. But you also, and we are coming up on the first drop of these that people are going to get t-shirts
these.
in the
Look at these.
mail, because every 6 months, the caramel level gets a t-shirt in the mail. So yeah, so that is the Patreon.
Patreon.
You ready, gorgeous?
Yes.
Okay. We're all excited. We're all ready for the party. Cute. Okay.
Oh,
Everybody
this is
should have the
adorable.
party. So we're gonna pose very adorable style and very cute for the camera. Very YouTube style.
The country.
And then I will just freeze frame it, and then that'll be like the thumbnail. So just kind of like you. Great. You already got the first part of the gig done.
Yay, we did it.
So now the plane is in the air.
Awesome.
We'll let it get to cruising altitude.
Am I holding this or am I leaving it?
Yes.
on the table?
Holding
Okay,
it is
cool.
great. Yeah, imagine.
So I need it.
You're on stage.
I feel like I'm used to like I put it on my mouth too much. I need
That's
to
good.
I need to not do that.
Well, it's up to you, right? So like, if you're talking like this, close to the mouth is good.
Yeah.
If we're like, kind of like this, then
Yeah.
you project accordingly.
I
But
project a lot.
but yeah, but this is good. But yeah, but
Okay.
if you think you're like a loud talker, then like this is good.
yeah.
But like, for example, our sweet Tony Sparks at one point was kind of like this and holding it down here, and so then
It's like,
that's
girl, get that shit up. Yeah.
exactly. But I wasn't gonna say anything to him, so it's just like, okay,
We're doing this now.
Soft voice.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So tres. Hola, hola, hola! Welcome back, everybody, to the latest episode of the series of Fortunate Events Pop-Up Podcast, brought to you by who? It's still me, MeMeCherry, and I'm joined today by...
CJ Koep.
Perfect. CJ is a Wisconsin-raised, San Francisco-based stand-up comedian, writer, and climate activist. She has performed at notable events such as
Lysistrata.
Okay. I tried earlier and
No one
I'm like,
knows.
that's where the English as a second language comes in.
Real.
Burbank Comedy Festival and Oakland Pride Festival. Those I can say. In addition to her stand-up career, CJ is a headline contributor for Reductress and was awarded the 2024 New Voices in Comedy Writing Fellowship at Killing My Lobster SF.
True.
That's quite the bio for...
It's out of date. I'm realizing. I'm like, oh shit, I need to update that.
Update it right now.
Oh, I did Sketchfest.
Oh, well then there you go.
And,
Congratulations.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And I have also performed on stage with David Tell. I didn't open for him. I got corrected.
Oh.
But I was on stage with him. So
I love the correction.
yeah.
Who corrected you?
The guy who books for the club.
Because you were saying you opened.
Because I posted something online. I was like, open for David Tell. And he commented within 10 minutes and he went, no, you didn't, girl. No, you didn't, girl. So
Well, actually. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, sorry. I don't
we
know.
love being correct though. That was on me. That was on me.
Yes. But hey, sharing a stage is sharing a stage.
Per. That's what I said.
Purr. What inspired you to pursue this kooky industry that is le stand-up comedy?
Is that how you say it in Spanish?
That's actually me trying to be French. No, if it was in Spanish, it would be comedia.
Yeah.
But how do they say stand-up comedy? Like, I think that's one of those where like the literal translation, comedia.
Or do they just say
parada?
stand-up comedy with an accent? I feel like sometimes.
Stand-up comedy.
Yeah, yes. Okay, Telemundo. Shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my Spanish now
I
at this
love
point
it.
living in
I
California.
used to speak Spanish really well because I was studying abroad in Argentina, and then
Excuse me.
Yeah, but it was like Argentine Spanish, so it was like very Italian sounding.
Es más como el español de
¿Cómo te
España.
llamas?
Yes,
And
and it's like closer to the Castellano of the Spain.
Yes, yeah. I probably sounded like a Nazi too, low key, because I'm like, all the
love that
white
you know
people went to
that.
Argentina.
I
So
love that
like,
you know that.
I was like, that's not a good accent for
And
me.
Chanel was a
personally, though.
Nazi. Sorry.
Yeah, true. Do that quote where she's
And
like,
those
before.
are quacks. I'm sorry because this is YouTube, but she
Real.
was a quack.
Well, and also like her quote where she's like, before you leave the house, like take one thing off. I'm like, fuck you. Add 3 things on.
So you're
bitch.
a maximalist.
Yeah, I
see.
am. Unfortunately, we completely got off topic.
No,
for the
we
question,
love.
but-
We love. I can already tell.
Yeah.
That we're gonna have a good time today. This plane ride is gonna
Yeah.
be a fun one. This is what is it? Soul Plane, but whiter.
Our ADHD synced up.
Whiter
Synced up.
and ladier.
Yes. Yeah. So
But talk to me about this kooky industry that is stand-up comedy and why.
Yeah. Well, I feel like yo soy. No, I'm kidding. I've always really loved stand up. I started listening to stand up when I was like in elementary school. I would play like the comedy Pandora station on my iPod Touch while I was like doing chores. Like I feel like I literally remember listening to like Natasha Leggero's album and I'm like scrubbing a toilet and I'm like, what's cum? You know, I'm like, I don't know. I'm probably too young to be doing that. But and then when I was in college, I started working at Comedy on State. It's a comedy club in Wisconsin. Shout out them. Literally one of the best comedy clubs in the country.
Shout out.
And
Have you performed there now as like
no, I haven't. Not yet.
Is
I
it a
should.
goal?
I should. Yeah, actually, that would be.
That's
I think
cute.
it would be a trip. I think I
We
stood
like to
on the stage.
manifest here, so I like to speak things into existence.
Ooh,
Ooh,
wow. Manifest it. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it.
Was that manifesting or taking a baby poop?
Both. Yeah. Well,
I mean, manifesting is kind of like just shitting
It's like it's
unicorn
spiritual
poop
shit.
out of your
It's a psychological shit. I imagine. I don't know. I'm
Yes.
not good at it, obviously.
Well, baby
Yeah.
pooping our way to your home
There's a term
state.
for it, isn't it? Like the mycelium or something for baby food.
Probably.
Anyway, I don't know it in English. I don't know it in Spanish, bitch.
This is going to be a very neuro-spicy episode. I can already see we're going to just
Yeah.
ADD off
Real,
of each
real,
other for the
real.
next, I don't know how long, but
Yeah.
this is going to be great.
Yeah.
So your Wisconsin home club.
Yeah. So I was working there and had never really thought about doing stand-up, but I got to see a ton of stand-up.
Sure.
And I got to see people that were nationally touring comedians that I never probably would have been exposed to if I just like
Sure.
only was watching like Netflix specials or something.
Or listening to your Pandora.
Exactly. So I feel like that like really opened my eyes to like what comedy could be and like who could do it and how they could do it. And I never thought about doing it, but I would like see all the comedians hanging out and I was like, I want to hang out with them. And like if I was like talking to one of the headliners, like I'm like waiting at the bar to like pick up a drink and they come by and I like said something and made them laugh. I was like,
Oh, isn't that a high?
oh my
Like you just get
God.
high.
Yeah.
instantly.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't need heroin.
Yeah.
I just made this like guy who works at SNL laugh.
Yeah.
And then I moved to San Francisco and then I started doing open mics because my mental health not good. And I was like, someone needs to hear about this. And tried it and kept hating it for the first year. Hated it. Bombed over and over again. It was so bad.
Sounds like somebody else I know.
Yeah. Wait, who?
I'm not gonna say.
Spell. I need to know.
He might have a tiny show on my network.
Yo, I'm doing research when I get home. I'm
right
coming up
there.
with a spreadsheet. Oh shit. Well, it's hard. It looks
Yeah.
easy and it's like so unbelievably
No,
difficult.
I'm fascinated by it because to me, there's something very specific to the comedian brain that goes back. Because I've been listening to Keith and the Girl for 20 years. And so for 20 years, I've heard the stories of many a stand-up comedian. And there's many a running thread through all of them. And part of it is that a true stand-up comedian goes back after bombing. And who was it that we had in Vegas? Was it April that said that there's always like you never stop?
It was April, yeah.
Yeah. So refresh.
You know, she was saying that whether you're your first day in, first year in, everybody's due for just a colossal bomb like every 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, and it keeps you humble. But
Yeah.
to me, the fact that you keep coming back after experiencing those moments, to me, that's what tells me that you're made for something like
Yeah.
that. If you keep going back and drinking from that well that poisons you every once in a while.
Literally. I feel like people that do stand up, like there has to be something in your life that's so horrible that it's worse than bombing. That like you need stand up to fix it. I feel like I see
Or
that a
balance
lot.
you out.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Do you want to hear about my worst bomb recently?
please indulge
This is
us.
crazy. I was hosting a show at the Flamingo Resort in Santa Rosa.
Okay.
And I love Santa Rosa. I love performing there. I feel like the people there, I really love them. And this is a room full
That's
of
very
like
specific too.
yeah, North Bay. Any rural areas, love. Those are my favorite audiences.
Okay.
Hicks, country people, love it.
With
Love
your
it.
artsy jeans, that's
Yeah.
interesting, but I love
People
it.
think they're camo from a distance.
I
They're
know,
not.
that's what they do. I love that.
yeah.
They're nerd
But-
camo.
Exactly. They're cunt camo.
So talk to me about your bomb.
Oh yeah. So okay, I went up and I was hosting, and the guy who runs the show, I was telling him that I was nervous, and he's like, "Well, like I know that you're funny, and I'm gonna keep booking you. So like even if you bomb, like." You know, it doesn't matter. Like I've seen you do well. So I was
Beautiful.
like, okay. And then I took that as like license to bomb. So I went up there and I tried a ton of new shit in the first half, and including like shit about my childhood trauma that I'd like literally only talked about like once before. It's all old rich white people. They do not like that shit. Old people don't like it when I talk about my childhood. It makes them really sad because they're like I was traumatized.
I came to
I
laugh.
wasn't allowed to talk about it.
not
Yeah,
cry.
exactly. And so literally just like dead silence. I'm talking about like, I'm like really opening up, being vulnerable, dead silence. They're just staring at me. And the second half was good. But after the show, an old lady came up to me and was like, "Can I give you a hug?"
Oh.
I was like, that's devastating, but low-key, I did need a hug, probably from an old lady. So I was like,
you're like, sure, yes, please, and thank
yeah,
you.
bombing with a prize at the end
Of
I
a
feel
hug
like.
from a nice lady.
I had a random old white lady come up to me and she's like, let me help you with your jokes.
Wow.
She's like, let me give you a tag for the joke about drunk driving that you
Wow.
have. And
Did
I was
it
like, well,
work?
it normally works. You guys just hated me. I don't know how to tell her that.
Was her line any better?
I haven't really been able to make that joke work as well as it wasn't better. I did try it, but you could even say it's worse. You could say that. I wouldn't, but someone could.
Impact. What about your upbringing influences your comedy?
Childhood trauma.
Trauma. Running thread of this podcast.
Yes,
Trend
childhood trauma,
alert.
extreme childhood trauma, mental illness, purr.
Purr. We love the purr.
Yeah, again, I'm like having something that's like worse than bombing. Like I feel like I would rather go on stage and humiliate myself, but then get to hang out with like comedians afterwards and like get to at least like try to work through it
Sure.
than just like be depressed at my house.
Of
Like that's what it feels like.
Of course.
Yeah.
Welcome to why I do my podcast.
Real. And what else? I also like I had a very hick upbringing. Like it was like very
Sure.
outdoorsy. Like my dad was like a hunter, so we used to go like hunting and fishing and like I don't know. So I feel like that growing up in like that culture, I feel like hick humor like really fascinates me because it's like people will say the darkest shit, but it's like they're totally like unaffected by it. Like I can't really describe it. And also Midwest humor. It feels very like there's a lot of like self-deprecation. It's very goofy. Like it's very like silly, but it's also like really dark. And I feel like those are my favorite. That's my favorite type of comedy.
I like silly and goofy.
Yeah.
I know that you are passionate about activism, and I hear you grew up in nature. How do you balance humor with activism, and does growing up in nature, does that influence why you're so passionate about activism?
I honestly, I think probably yeah, because like the area that I grew up in was it's like the driftless area. So it's the only part of the country that the glaciers did not flatten during the last ice age. So most of the Midwest is like very flat, like cornfields. But where I grew up, it's like there's like hills and like caves and like river valleys. It's like fucking beautiful. And there's like cliffs and it's really gorgeous. So I feel like when I was growing up, like I would like hear about deforestation and I was like, the whole world is a forest. Like I was like
What
so
are you
confused.
talking about?
Yeah, I was like, but because it's so
Okay,
like,
Moana.
real. Yeah, I was Moana, low key. But it was like, I don't know, it was like so beautiful and kind of like not as polluted, I think, as a lot of like other parts of the country. Like certainly because it was more rural. So I feel like cities are just like automatically like more polluted and like you probably don't realize if you like grow up in cities, but then like you go to the boonies, you're like, oh my god, the air. Yeah. And like you can see the stars.
I grew up in Puerto Rico.
Oh,
in the
cool.
mountains.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's
And I just went back
beautiful.
home and very much experienced that. Like
That sounds incredible.
I still pull up. I stayed in like this really nice resort that's like out on the west side of on the east side of the island. And at night, I recorded just like the nightlife, which is like the sounds that I grew up with.
Wait, I love
and I'll
that.
still put it on now just to like.
What are like the
Take me
sounds? What are
back.
the sounds at night?
Oh, so in Puerto Rico, there's a coqui, which is like
That's
the
a frog,
national.
right?
Yeah, it's the national
Yeah,
frog. It's the national tree frog. It's very small, but it makes a very big sound. It goes coqui, 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 and then there's just other like like other like little insect kind of like
That's so
sounds.
beautiful.
And like it's not quiet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Where did you grow up in Puerto Rico?
So in Old San Juan and in the mountains. So my
Oh,
grandfather had property in the mountains close, like hop and a skip from the rainforest, basically. But then my mom, we kind of bounced around a lot. My mom had me relatively young. And so like we first lived on his property, then we lived in Italy, then we went back to Puerto Rico. I know, it's wild.
Purr.
Then we went back to Puerto Rico. Then we went to Boulder, Colorado. That's where she got her degree. That's where I learned English. Then we went back to Puerto Rico. And then that's kind of like where more of the memories start to settle in. And we lived on that property in the mountains for a while. Then we went to Old San Juan. And we lived in Old San Juan till we moved to the States when I was a teenager. And I've pretty much been here almost ever since. We moved to Washington State first.
So
And then we came to San Francisco when I was 15, 16.
do you feel like being from Puerto Rico has like affected the way that you feel about like climate change?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no. And it's interesting because when I went back for this trip, I was considering if part of in the cards for me was like trying to buy back the land that I grew up on as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just very different than what I remember. And like Puerto Rico's still very affected economically.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that part of the island just feels, seeing it now as an adult, it felt extra rundown. And so it didn't feel safe for me to like try to buy that property back because it's extra rural.
Yeah. Well, but also like it being more affected by climate change, like Hurricane Maria coming through.
Well,
and
they
like,
haven't recovered.
Yeah.
But then interestingly enough, part of when you say thinking, part of why I was thinking of that property is elevation wise. That it's high up elevation wise.
You want that.
That when water continues, because it already is, when water continues to rise, because right now here in Alameda,
you're in Las Montañas.
Exactly.
You're good.
Here in Alameda, this is going to be gone.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's funny. I was
Good
just
Reddit,
talking
no,
to adios. No, because I was just talking to Seamus earlier that like, oh, you know, like I'm at that age that like, oh, I should be considering buying and whatever. But that like when I think about like, oh, every once in a while when a condo down the street comes up for sale, but I'm like, no, I don't think I would want to buy here because I don't think this is where I want to like set long roots at. But I want to go back
because it's so expensive, and I think people aren't thinking that much now about the impacts of climate change. But I'm like, when I hear about people like buying houses like on the coast, I'm like, Mama, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, yeah, I do.
What are you doing? I'm like, that's gonna crumble.
Yeah,
it's gonna crumble in a couple of years.
You're gonna say goodbye in a bit.
There's gonna be no water in California. Sorry, problematic, but
I mean, Miami is gonna be our Venice.
Yeah. It's going to be Atlantis, bitch. Miami's going to be Atlantis.
But in our lifetime, it'll be Venice.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be water in the streets.
Yeah.
And water in the sidewalks, like how in Venice, they just live with it now.
Yeah.
That'll be Miami in our lifetime.
Yeah.
We will see
cocaine
Miami.
to get around.
For the jet skis. When you ride each other as jet skis.
True.
When you turn into a human jet ski. Because of the cocaine.
But it's weird because I feel like where I grew up was not really, like, it's like one of the least impacted areas by climate change. And then I think like learning about it, I was like so shocked because and also like seeing the impacts in other places, like being in California when like the skies were like literally orange because of the wildfires. Pictures. And it's like, that's apocalyptic as fuck. And you don't see anyone in the apocalypse movies going outside and there's aliens taking over and they go, well, gotta go to work. And then they just get in their car and drive to work. But we all did that because what are you gonna do?
I think the only one that I've ever seen like that is Bird Box.
We should, they got it figured out.
They tried to
post-pandemic movie. That's probably why.
No, I think it came out in the Panini. I think it was one of those things that we watched in the Panini.
But it's like you always think that like the apocalypse people are gonna react appropriately, and it's like there's really not a right way to react to something insane happening. Yeah,
humans be humaning. Yeah, no, and it's funny. I think about it in so many layers. I think about it in another layer. That I notice a lot of very, very, very rich people that, you know, they be having their very rich people meetings. They're all trying to buy up Hawaii for some reason. Yeah. Everybody wants to buy Hawaii for some reason. And to me, I feel like in those rich people meetings with all their scientists, there's data saying that Hawaii is going to be one of those places that will be like on the long term of the axis of like affected by climate change.
I feel like island
and that's
countries
why they're all trying to buy up Hawaii.
Yeah. I don't really know what the Hawaii thing is. I feel like a lot of it is like billionaires are definitely building their doomsday compounds right now.
Yes.
And I think part of the reason why they all want to go to space is because they're like just gonna fuck up Earth and then they're just gonna like bounce and be like, I'm on Mars, bitch, and they're gonna go fuck up Mars.
Bye, beach.
Yeah. I feel like the apocalypse, like the doomsday prepping is so funny to me because like my dad's like a prepper.
Oh,
like
tell
he's
me about
very
this.
And not in a crazy way. Like
but
it's
tell
just
me
like,
how whatever you're comfortable sharing.
He's very practical. So it's like he like when Y2K was about to hit, he's like, I'm just gonna go out, I'm gonna spend a bunch of money on canned food just because I don't know. And then but you know what, during COVID in January of 2020 he was sending me masks, PPE. Yeah, I didn't have to buy masks the whole fucking pandemic because he sent me like literally an enormous amount of that, hand sanitizer. At the time, I was like, you're insane. Like, why did you send this to me? And then 2 months later, I was like, we should all be preppers because he was just ready. Like, he's just going to get ready.
Baby style. Like, when the brownout started, I invested in these like batteries that now I use for the podcast. And the next thing that I want to get is the panel, the solar panel that you can attach to them.
Yes. You know what?
The next big investment.
That's the thing. Because I'm like,
this shit is not fucking cheap.
And if you get ready, if you are just ready all the time,
Yeah.
If you stay ready,
you
you
stay
don't have to
ready, you're gonna get ready.
That's how I feel. That's literally how I feel. So I'm like, when the climate change hits, it's gonna be my dad and Elon Musk.
Not when
And
it
they're gonna, like,
hits,
hang
it
out.
is hitting.
True, it is hitting. Yeah.
It's hitting, and that's the thing about it, is that it's a slow burn, literally.
Yeah.
And we are the frogs in the water.
Yeah.
The water is hot.
When it's so overwhelming and far reaching that I think it's hard for people to feel like they have any agency.
And they put it on us when it's
Yeah.
really the big
It's across the big
corporations.
companies. There's a very
and you
small
know who's
number.
the biggest pollutant in the world is the U.S. military.
True, that too.
Tivana, like fuck this
yeah,
bullshit.
Gallons
like,
per
come
mile
on.
vehicles that they're driving.
Like,
Yeah. But so much of it is literally just from like so much of climate change. People are like, there's nothing we can do. It's very like doomsday. Or they think that it's like all of our fault because it's like, oh, I like wash my clothes in a washing machine, so I'm like contributing. But I'm like, there's no way, unless you're really rich. If you're extremely rich, it's very easy to be like, I'm gonna get solar panels for my house that I own, and I'm gonna drive a Tesla, and I'm gonna like not feel guilty. For regular ass people, it's not accessible.
And for most of them, they don't even do that. You know what they do is pay the water fines.
True.
And overuse
True.
the water,
That too.
and that's why Southern California is burning.
Yeah.
Because there's a billionaire couple that literally owns
they
like
can afford to do
70% of the water source in Southern California.
Yeah, exactly.
And they would rather pay the fines and have their garden be full green all year long than have the rest of the state have proper access to water.
Yeah. So if I feel like people will blame climate change. They'll be like, oh my God, you use a plastic straw, like it's your fault. But I'm like, it is fossil fuel companies. It's the people that run those companies. Like they have names, they have addresses. There's more Luigis out there.
I was going to say, where's Mario?
dot.
Where's Mario? We have our Luigi.
That's
Where's
a beautiful
Mario?
thing about being a comedian is I feel like I regularly threaten to murder like CEOs and billionaires, and if people call me out on it, I'm like, it's a joke, and I'm like, it's definitely not a joke. Like I think not a joke. They need to be murdered. But that's a joke.
In
that I just
Minecraft. For
real life
with Zelda weapons.
Yeah, or guns. Yeah, I mean, it's just
Quack.
yeah. I made my dad promise because he has like a gun collection. I'm like, if you get like an inoperable brain tumor, like you're like gonna die for real. It's like you need to take out one politician at minimum.
Wow.
At minimum, and he's like, he's down.
Wow.
Yeah.
In Minecraft. Allegedly. And then we both cackle. That's the best part, is the cackling. Oh my
For legal
God.
reasons.
You know, it's funny. We were playing, and if it comes up, we'll set it aside and pull a different one. But we were playing What's in My Telfie earlier. And one of the questions was, you wake up and you can clap and anything can happen. And my answer earlier was, everybody around me turns a little gayer. But my other answer would be that every time I clap, a man cries.
You don't have to clap to make that happen, baby. there's a formula.
But I feel like the cackling right now is giving very that vibe.
It's evil. I like it. We're manifesting
I
evil
love
shit.
seeing men cry.
Yeah, me too.
But I just, to
can't
me, it
calm
just
without
feels
it.
like they're just in touch with their feelings, and I like men that are in touch with their feelings.
Oh,
It feels like they're less. Anyways,
that's really pure. I feel like I like seeing men cry because I'm like sadistic. I'm like, yeah, bitch.
we like it for different reasons.
Yeah.
How are we doing, production manager, on time? Oh, okay.
Wow,
that
that's
to me
fast.
tells me that we're close to our first commercial break, and the fact that we went that fast and I barely looked at my notes feels like a great thing.
Who needs notes?
That tells me
I
that
definitely
you're
do.
probably going to come back on this show.
Yay! More to cover.
What we're going to do is, before we go, is tell everybody sofepod.com/live, SOFEPOD.com/live, August 7th at Oasis in San Francisco, our next live show.
Fun. You do live shows?
I did one in 2023.
How'd it go?
It was okay.
That'd be so funny if you're like, it was bad. Come to the next one.
Well, it was very friends and family.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a lot of support from the venue.
Mm-hmm. That's tough.
And we're partnering up with a different venue for it this time. No diss to the previous venue, lovely, beautiful people.
I'll diss them. Fuck those people.
But I didn't feel as supported. I feel like as I'm going to be this time in terms of like a marketing push to like push. This time we're actually selling tickets. So it's just different, and we're doing a completely different approach. I'm doing the Bay Area's first reverse roast.
Yo, what is a reverse roast?
We're gonna say nice things in a cunty way.
Oh, that's fun.
And I'm basically bringing comedy and drag together. So the idea is that the first half of the show will be a stand-up comedian, a drag person. They'll come on stage, play a silly game.
Wait, I love that.
Stand-up comedian, drag person,
Yeah.
come on stage, play a silly game. Then there'll be an intermission, and then we'll have the bake, which is basically the reverse roast.
Oh, that's funny.
And then a super secret finale number, and that's the live show.
That sounds fun.
Do you like this idea? Does it sound like a
Yeah.
cute
Well,
idea?
the idea of making drag queens say nice things to each other cracks me up on the inside.
I like that.
Because I feel like they're so used to just like reading each other.
Yeah.
And then having to be like, your makeup actually does look nice.
Yeah.
I talk shit about it constantly, but it looks nice today.
You're
So
the most
funny.
on-time drag queen I've ever seen. Like shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's the idea.
sweet.
Enough people laughed at me. I decided to make
I
it
like
my next
that. That's
live
good.
show.
Yeah.
And-
Roast stress me out. I'm really
Me
sensitive,
too.
and seeing people
Me
be mean to each
too.
other, even if they're friends, even if they're having a good time, I'm like,
So I feel like I'm getting ready to
Are they
propose to
okay?
somebody because Seamus pitches me people,
Mm-hmm.
and you're his soft pitch as somebody I should book for that show. So
I think that'd be
feel like I
fun.
feel like I should
That could be
getting on,
fun.
like, one knee.
you should. Let's go. I'm like man spreading. I think I'm about to get a lap dance. Why am I sitting like this?
CJ, will you be one of the comedians?
I'd be down.
On
I need to double check my calendar,
live
but
show.
if I'm free, I'm super down.
I love this.
If I'm free,
one.
and
I
it's
gotta
paid.
check if I'm available, but
Yeah.
okay, cute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm super down.
I love putting people on the spot. August 7th. So
Yeah.
check it out. And if you're
It
not,
just feels like one of those like jumbotron proposals where it's like if you say no, you look like such an asshole because it's being live streamed. Yeah.
you know what? And to my drag mother, who I put on the spot all the time, see, it's not just you. With that, we're gonna
It's
go on a
easy.
break.
Par.
That's so real. Okay, my friend, you are hot.
Oh, hello, and welcome back to Seamus's super seamless segment show. Hey, look, I got it in one take. That's amazing.
Alliteration.
Yeah.
what's up.
And today's guest I have
CJ Koep.
CJ is back. So CJ, I only have three quick questions that are just fun on this little segment here. You ready to go?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Fantastic. Okay. First question: if you could write a redemption arc for any Disney villain, who would you choose, and what would their story be?
Ursula for sure because she was serving cunt the whole time.
Okay.
She did nothing wrong. Actually, in the original fairy tale, I used to have like the German copy of The Little Mermaid. At the end, Ariel just dissolves into sea foam. Like the prince just leaves her for Ursula, or like whatever the equivalent of Ursula is. And also when she gets feet, it's like it feels like she's walking on broken glass, and then she just dissolves into sea foam. And then
enough.
Ursula just gets the man, and I'm like, that's what's up. Honestly, like she signed a business deal. She was like, it's like the Kardashians. Like people are like, they're not good at anything. It's like obviously they're really good at what they do.
Yeah.
Like Ursula's really good at making business deals. That's you have to do horrible things to survive under capitalism, and she's not only surviving, she's thriving. So her redemption arc, I would just do the OG German fairy tale where everything just works out for her.
Fair
and
enough.
I think it's a better lesson to kids about today's society. They should be prepared.
Wow. I don't even know how to answer. I mean, I can sort of see your points, but I'm also like, okay, you clearly had a tortured childhood. This is exciting. All right, the second. This is why this is part of the Patreon. What's something you're most proud of that you don't often get to talk about?
Most proud of, I'm really good at Sudoku, and not only that, I'm good at speed Sudoku.
Speed.
I play it right, and I play it quick, and I play it sloppy. I make a lot of mistakes.
Okay.
I have an app on my phone. I was ripping it on the way over here. I was ripping through puzzles. I've done 100 on the extreme difficulty level. Apparently, it just showed me that today. But it's people think you're smart if you do Sudoku. Like they think it's like math. There's no math. It's just like it's like shapes. Everyone could do shapes. Pick up Sudoku. It's just patterns.
Yeah, for all you aspiring Sudoku players out there.
Yeah.
Here's your
Everyone else is playing chess. I'm playing Sudoku, bitch.
on another level on this show.
Yeah.
All right. Our third and final question is: what's something you've learned recently that's blown your mind?
That's something I've learned recently. It's blown my mind. That's a great question. I feel like a lot of the nonfiction that I read and the things I'm learning about are about things that I already know a lot about. So they're not really blowing my mind. But I keep having, like at comedy shows when I bomb, I feel like every show that I do badly at, there's like a lesson that I learn. And my most recent lesson was I got a comfort max on stage. Can't do skirts. I need to be comfortable. I need to be loose. And old people don't like it when I talk about my childhood trauma. It makes them sad. They go,
I have a granddaughter her age.
they don't laugh. They don't laugh at my jokes, and so I have to stop doing that. I won't. I will keep doing it, but I should stop.
I don't know what's better, that impression or that sad, that sad realization that old people don't like you.
I don't know. They like my silly stuff. If I'm doing something silly, lighthearted. Sometimes if I call some of the men gay that are clearly homophobic, I'll just call them gay during a set a bunch of times, and they think that's hilarious. I had a guy come up to me after a show recently. He goes, "When you used my homophobia against me, that was so fun." And I was like, "You're homophobic?" Like, I was like, "Dude, did we skipped over that? What the fuck?" Like, I was just doing a silly bit, but
bridging.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy.
Bridging gaps.
Fun.
All right, well, this has been the segment of the Super Seamus Something Show. Thank you so much to CJ,
Yay,
and
thank you.
back to the regular episode.
Hell yeah, that was fun. I want to clip for that Ursula thing. That's great.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty solid response.
Google that. What are they doing? Beautiful.
All right, we're gonna do the second part of the main show.
Hell yeah.
And then we'll wrap up, and then we'll just quickly go into our Patreon segment, and then that's the gig.
Yay! Okay, cool.
And we're back. Hope you enjoyed that cute little break. Are you ready for a fun little game with me?
Oh, I'm so
a couple
ready.
of fun little games.
I'm very ready.
We've got my first game is Reductress or Reality.
Oh no.
I'm gonna read you some headlines. Some are real, some are made up. You're gonna guess which is real and which is fake.
Okay. Real headlines from the real world or real Reductress headlines?
Just in general, real headlines.
Okay.
Versus not real headlines.
Okay. I'm so down.
You'll get it really quick. The real reason sea levels are rising. Too many twinks moving to Miami.
Reductress. Hopefully.
Venice is flooding again.
Real life.
The ocean is so hot, Florida coral are turning white.
The way you said white made it sound like they're like turning like Caucasian.
Right.
You're like, that's gotta be real.
Right, but right in both ways.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's Florida. Recycling? Sorry, that's just for straight people now.
Reductress. Although actually, I think men are less likely to recycle and do like environmentally friendly behaviors because they think
course.
it's like gay or feminine.
And they lack empathy a lot.
And
of
they
time.
all have microplastics in their balls. And I'm like, good luck with that, mama. Good luck.
Team Anna.
Yeah.
A billionaire wants to spray sulfur into the sky to block the
That's
sun.
real. A lot of people want to do that. And here's the thing about geoengineering, it's fucked up. It does technically reduce, it's like a huge trade-off because it can keep the earth cooler, but then it like blocks the sun, so
Have
it's
you
like
seen
people will
Snowpiercer?
starve from, it's Snowpiercer, but also because when you start doing it you can never stop doing it. That's the thing people don't talk about. Like, you have to like keep pumping shit up in the atmosphere,
Like Botox.
because if you stop at any point for any reason for
It's
like
just
even a small
sky
amount of time,
Botox.
well I don't know enough about Botox, but I'm like, if you stop at any point, like the earth would, like the entire thing would just fall apart, and then the earth would just like the temperatures would go way up super quickly and everyone would just die. So you, if you were like a terrorist and you wanted to just like stop the sulfur thing for like a second, you could like do that super easily.
Awesome.
Shout out to my terrorist. Sorry, no, that's not.
Shout out Snowpiercer. And shout out to the people on YouTube that have the theory that Snowpiercer is actually a sequel to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
You
and
can't just say that and then just keep talking.
So that basically
The baby that they eat was Willy Wonka.
Charlie is Mr. Wilbur.
I don't remember enough about Snowpiercer.
Yeah, and that basically, like, who else would have like the technology to create a
Willy Wonka.
self-sustaining train like that?
And where are they keeping the Oompa Loompas?
And that exactly, and that at one point, the guy says that the previous tool, or the way that he said it, the previous tool went extinct, and then the theory is that then they went to children to
People
go
have
into
too
the
much
machine.
time on their hands that make videos online.
I know, it's really, it's a
think.
really good theory,
It's
and
like-
it got me.
It's like go outside, like plant a garden, like learn how to like grow food.
As we
Why
sit in here,
are you talking about?
as we sit in here making YouTube content.
I'm nothing if not hypocritical.
New study shows lesbian couples have the lowest carbon footprint, but the most houseplants.
Reductress?
Yes.
Okay.
That
That seems like it would be real. Although Subarus, that can't be good for the environment.
July 2023 was the hottest month on record until August.
That's real. Isn't that so depressing?
Yeah.
We just keep hitting it. And you know what bothers me is they always talk about degrees warming for global warming in Celsius.
Yeah.
They're like,
1 degree Celsius.
bitch, we're in America, speak English. You know, I'm like, what do you? Why is this the one thing we give the Europeans?
Of
That's so
course,
crazy
duh.
to me. I don't know.
Scientists say climate change could make bisexuals even more powerful.
Reductress and also false. Bisexuals will be less powerful because it hits the most marginalized communities hardest.
Tivana, T.
Real.
And yes, thank you.
Bisexuals actually have shorter lifespans than lesbians and straight women. Did you know that? Because you're subject to homophobia and violence from men. You don't get a break.
We don't actually.
And you have to, and the septum piercing infections.
I did have a hood piercing, but anyways.
A hood, where is that? Where's a hood piercing? That's a pussy piercing?
Yeah.
That's what's up. I've never seen one IRL. I'd be so scared. But I think I'm someone who like looks at a piercing and I just immediately imagine it.
I think I had my
tearing or
first
anything.
UTI and I took it out.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's not fun.
Team UTI. That's what's up. My first time that I had straight sex after being a lesbian for 4 years, I got a UTI immediately. And I was like, God wants me to be gay. I can't do this.
Well, my drag mother keeps manifesting for me some kind of queer relationship. So some kind of bisexual
You gotta
or
go on that.
lesbian.
You have
body.
to. It made me hate women.
No, sorry. But honestly,
Women are
I'm
great.
just
Women
out
are
here-
amazing. It's just they're all lying whores and they'll break your heart. I'm kidding.
See, Seamus, you're not the only one that feels that way.
no, Mike's
Well,
great.
people
but
be peopling, because that's why, like, right now I'm just like, I last year I was trying really hard to
Yeah.
like shoot my shot left and right, because I figured if closed mouths don't get fed, and the universe said, you not only are you gonna close your mouth, you're not gonna eat at all, bitch.
no coochie. I think it's
nothing.
that's insane. I think it's good for every woman to have like a relationship with another woman, because I'm like, it is so different than like, I feel like the way that I was interacting with the world when I was lesbian for that long was like really refreshing, because it's like men were really not a part of my life at all. Like I just was not worried about them. I wasn't thinking about them. It was amazing. I wasn't fucking them, I was just like, I was like at IKEA. I was like picking out like decor for like my like
IKEA.
girl. Yeah.
Well, that's perfectly leads us into our next game. What's gayer, this or that? AKA queer science.
All right.
Queer science.
Hit me.
I'm going to give you a this or that,
Mhm.
and you're going to decide which is gayer.
Okay.
I feel like this is perfect.
Yeah. I love making snap judgments. They probably are not correct.
A solar panel versus wind turbines. One is hot and efficient. The other is literally spinning in circles, just like my last situationship.
That's so good. Wind turbines, I think, are gayer. There's just something about like I'm like,
Spinning
you're
in
spinning.
circles.
You're spinning in circles.
You're a spiraling doll.
Stand up. Stand up for yourself.
Thrift
And
shop.
also, you always see them in like clusters, where it's like they're all standing in a field together, and it's like, what
Waiting
are we
for
doing?
the bathroom to
Yeah,
go
well, I'm
down.
like, is this an Azalea like Banks concert? Like, what are we doing?
Not Azalea
What's
Banks.
going on?
Thrift shopping versus upcycling your ex's hoodie. Both are sustainable, but one involves emotional damage
Oh,
and
that's really
free
good.
clothing. So thrift shopping versus upcycling your ex's hoodie.
I honestly think thrifting is gayer because I see so many gay people just like prowling the aisles of thrift stores like
It's a cheap date.
like island predators. Yeah. And then also just like I think lesbian heartbreak is like too intense for me to like have wanted to do anything with my ex's hoodie.
I know. I was a very get rid of every. As soon as I'm done with somebody, I don't want to see anything of theirs.
My last serious boyfriend that I had, I was in college. I was like 18 and we broke up, and he had this like hoodie. I had a hoodie. I had a Keith Haring hoodie in high school, and then I lost it, and he literally found it online for me. Like it was like impossible to get, and after we broke up, I threw it in a lake that I was living near, and I was like, why did I do that? I should have kept it. It was so good.
No, but still, it's
Yeah.
cathartic.
It has like just the vibes on it. I'm like, I need to start from scratch.
Things have energy.
Yeah.
Things hold on to
Yeah,
energy.
that's
Yeah,
true.
so
It's haunted. I was haunted.
my last relationship was last year. We broke up 2 weeks after Valentine's, so kind of right around now, actually.
Yeah.
A year ago. And yeah, in the very short time that we were together, he spent a lot of time at my house. So like there was a lot of his shit there.
Yeah.
And I remember I just called like an Uber Black because I didn't want them. I didn't want them to bitch about the fact that I was just putting a bunch of shit in their car and sending them off to this house. As I'm crying, I'm
Wait,
like,
that's so funny.
I'm, like,
Wait, you
meeting
delivered
them.
it to his house?
I didn't get in the car because well, okay, so he's
no, I would have like burned it or like thrown it away.
See, I should have. Well, see,
I'm kind of a piece of shit though.
because then he was like, "Oh, can I come by and get your stuff?" And I just wanted to get it over with.
Yeah.
And like everything had been up to that point always on his terms.
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, it's
Good for
all
you,
packed
yeah.
up, ready to go."
But next time, just like burn it.
Oh, for sure. But it was like all packed up, ready. I'm like, yeah, next time.
Next time I get my heart.
I'm burning it. But yeah, no, it was all piled up and packed up because that was part of my process. Because he left me hanging literally for weeks to thinking if he was gonna
Hate
break up
that.
with me when I should have just broken up with him the whole time.
Yeah.
Anyways, and so yeah, so I
Always
literally-
leave someone at the first sign of trouble. I'm kidding.
I should have left him a long time before
Yeah.
that. But
Did you also have a rough childhood? Because I feel like my problem is like I'll be in relationships and people treat me like shit and I don't notice it because I'm like, well, they're not doing like way worse shit. So I think this is healthy. And then I'm
yeah.
like, no, it's not, bitch.
I know that's it, but you know, it finally made me go to proper therapy this
Her.
last breakup,
Therapy's amazing.
and I worked through a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
That a lot of it was like the abandonment stuff and like the mommy issues
Real.
and like even the ADD. Like I had never even connected those dots before working with the therapist. Like that I'm that
They
kind
all
of
interact
spicy.
and-
Yes.
yeah. You didn't
It-
think you had ADHD?
I didn't know.
Do you own like mirrors? Do you know what mirrors are?
What do you mean?
Just I feel like if you could just look in a mirror and be like, that bitch has ADD.
Oh well, yeah. Well, I used to joke about it, and that's part of
Yeah.
the joke that if you joke about it, you have it.
Yeah.
And so, but it took talking to it there. But you know, actually, what the true unlocking of it all was the rejection sensitivity dysphoria.
Yes. Yeah. People don't talk about that because you have ADHD and people just talk shit about you your whole life and tell you you're annoying and to shut up.
Yeah.
People do that to me.
Why are you
now, so-
crying?
Yeah.
Like, and that took me back to being a child and my mom being like, "Why are you crying?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like literally my brain. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I know. Well, that's the thing about ADHD is like it looks so like
Fun.
stupid. Yeah. And then like you're like, no, this is actually like ruining my life.
Yeah.
Like I have like a debilitating like disability, and people are like, get a calendar, get a planner. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Especially the crying. Like,
Yeah.
and I cry
Yeah.
at the most random shit sometimes.
me too. I'm so sensitive. I do yoga, and then I'll the body keeps score shit. I swear to God,
Yes.
I'll hit like a yoga pose. I just start dry
Yes.
heap sobbing for no reason.
Yes.
I like
yes,
stretch. I'm like,
same,
let me stretch.
same, same,
Like just
same.
right away.
Same.
And I'm like, I don't know what that was. That was something that happened in 2007. Leaving my body.
Yeah, music,
Yeah.
things. Back to our game.
I feel like that's about our childhood trauma.
Trauma. Running thread in the show.
Yeah,
Ting.
real.
Bike lanes versus compost bins. Are you more of a leg day lesbian or trash reduction twink?
I almost want to say bike lanes are gayer. It reminds me of a time that my dad was driving in Madison, Wisconsin for the first time. My dad's like a hick. And he saw someone biking in the bike lane. He goes, what the hell is that guy doing? Like, he
That's
starts
how hickey
freaking out.
is.
And I'm like, he's biking in the bike lane. Like, he was like, he's on the road. And I was like, that's literally he's where he's supposed to be. But he was like so bewildered and like angered by
Where
this.
did he think the bike was supposed to go?
I don't know, mama. There's
Just
people don't
not-
bike where I'm from. Where are you biking?
What you doing?
Everything you're
What
in the
you
middle
doing
of
with that
nowhere.
bike, you terrorist? A reusable water bottle covered in stickers versus a tote bag from a queer bookshop.
Ooh,
The ultimate bisexual showdown.
that's so real. I want to say water bottle because every gay person I know has a water bottle coated in stickers.
Shout out my trainer.
But also, I can't really tell the difference between straight women and queer women out here because all the straight women look kind of gay to me.
Queer baiting.
Yeah, because I feel like I grew up in an area. I think in the middle of the country, gender roles are more hardcore. Like you see this in the
Yeah.
South, you see this in the Midwest. It's like I moved out here and I was like, the women don't dress like women in San Francisco. That was literally me. I pulled up. I'm wearing milkmaid dresses, walking down Mission Street. I'm getting like aggressively catcalled every like 3 feet because I'm the only person with like my legs out. And I was like, oh, I have to dress like a butch fucking dyke to be like respected and like have my basic humanity recognized, which makes no sense to me because I'm like, straight men, if you want to see women dressing like whores, why would you not want to make the women that are dressed like whores feel comfortable? Because I see a beautiful woman wearing stupid clothing, I'm like, wow, you look amazing, but I don't want to like, I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable because then she won't wear it again. I want to make her feel good. I want to make her feel great. Men are gay. Straight men are fucking gay. And I'm sick of it.
Shout out Andrew Tate. It's gay if you like pussy.
That's so real. Yeah, men that like don't eat pussy. I'm like, that's fine, but you're a homosexual, and that's cool. I'm down with that. But like, let's just be honest.
Cottagecore lesbians versus techie gays who think they can solve climate change with an app.
Cottagecore lesbians are gayer. I think if you're gay and you work in tech, you aren't gay anymore.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm just like, I'm like,
ding.
or it's just like it's like you're gay, but you're not queer. That's what I think. If you work in tech and like, because I'm like, if you're selling out your soul, like, I'm just don't. I feel like those people aren't the ones that are like in the bathhouses getting their backs blown out in like complete darkness by like a stranger.
You know what? You're not wrong because I'm not.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I have a couple of bosses. One
Yeah.
of them is my bestie, founder of Oaklash.
Queen.
And I remember one year we were wrapping up something and I was doing something really nice. And I said, that I work in corporate tech and sometimes you feel some kind of way. And so I redistribute,
Good for you,
the energy and the wealth, literally
Yeah.
and figuratively.
I'm just hating because I'm poor. Where my poor bitches at?
No, but I mean, I just got here. Like I just got here to this
Yeah.
level, and I know very much what it feels like to not be here, and so that's why I share as much as I do because I know what it's like to come from a space of scarcity,
Real.
and so I try to come from a place of abundance.
Do you feel like you identify as an immigrant because you came from Puerto Rico, but also it's like part of the country, but it's not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's weird because a lot of people don't know about Puerto Rico.
One, I feel like you saw this with like Maria, where it's like it just like blasted Puerto Rico apart, and in the U.S. we talked about it for like 2 days, and then everyone just like forgot. And I'm
Yeah.
like, those are American citizens,
Yeah.
bitch. Like, oh my god.
I know.
Like, but people don't care because it's like it's not part of the country, and also they're brown, and they're
Yeah.
like, why would we care about that?
I know,
Yeah.
and they speak Spanish. And
Yeah.
I mean, and you saw in this last election cycle, like literally calling an island a pile of garbage.
Yeah.
Like,
Real.
and Puerto Rico is one of the most beautiful places in the world.
Real,
Like
yeah.
literally in terms of geography.
And the biodiversity.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like the people, and it's just like,
People are evil.
My
They're evil and
eye
they're
starts to
dumb.
twitch.
I'm so sorry.
No, but like I
Yeah.
hadn't been back in a while, and like I just went back this year for my birthday, and Seamus was potting with me afterwards, and he was telling me that like he could tell a difference of like my energy and my soul like before I went home and after I came back. And it's so complicated, like so many
Yeah.
complicated feelings, when you talk about climate change and when you talk about, economic disparity and just, lands being exploited and
Yeah.
like all that stuff. And, Bad Bunny just did the song, like, I don't want them to do to Puerto Rico what they did to Hawaii. And that's just real talk.
Yeah.
And when people talk about statehood versus not, and like independence versus not, and it's interesting, when we were back there, my mom was visiting with friends, and it seems like the pro-independence movement has the most backing in their lifetime that they've ever seen. And so that's really interesting to see. Who knows, right? Because
Yeah.
who knows? Because when you get to also those small islands and those small countries, the governments get even more corrupt than they are over here in the bigger ones.
Yeah.
So then there's those layers to it too. So humans be humaning.
Yeah. Rich people
Um,
be evil.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say.
Last, what's gayer? This or that, aka queer science. Queer science.
That was like such a mood shift.
I know. I keep bringing it back to the silly. Farmers markets versus co-ops.
Co-ops are way gayer. I see a ton of straight people at farmers markets. I see almost no straight people in co-ops.
Talk to me about co-ops.
I've been living in cooperative housing for like 6 or 7 years. I've lived in probably like 5 different houses. In Wisconsin, I lived in a house, and I've lived in like 3 in the Bay Area. I've lived in 4.
So you're probably pretty good with like conflict resolution
Yes.
and communication, because
Yeah.
you have to be in those shared space type things.
Yeah. I feel like people, they hear about like co-op living. Like my first house was like 28 people. And they hear that and they're like, oh.
That's like a sorority house.
Yeah, exactly. And most people, I think, they're like, oh, I had like 2 roommates once, and that was bad. So that's probably like 14 times as bad. But it's like, no, because you have all these people, first of all, it selects, I think, because it's like, it's really intentional. So it selects for people that aren't just living together out of convenience or for it to be cheap. They want to be around other people. They want to be part of a community and give back and receive from that. So
There's some intentionality behind it.
Yeah. So I feel like it kind of like self-selects for very like sweet and interesting people. Don't get me wrong, there's some fucking crazies out there. There's some crazies in co-op living. I'm not I don't want to
everywhere.
paint too idyllic of a picture.
No, that's everywhere. That's
Yeah,
humaning.
because just very high rates of like mental illness, but obviously like also I think a lot of people in co-ops that are mentally ill like know how to deal with it better. So yeah, and then there's usually a lot of
And
like
you have more of a net there to help you.
yeah, there's a lot of like there's a lot more structure. So it's like there's house meetings regularly where you can like talk through issues. Sometimes there's chore charts, not always. The one I live at doesn't have a chore chart and it works pretty well. Like group cleaning events, those I feel like I'm a huge fan of. What else? Yeah, like shared meals sometimes. That's really sweet. Or like having like a garden or something where it's like you're all like working on this like thing together. Or like I've done houses where it's like I'll like you're painting murals in the house and you're like, I'm gonna leave in a year. Like I'm not gonna be able to appreciate this, but like people are gonna appreciate this for like years, maybe decades after I'm gone. Like my first house had been a co-op continuously since the 60s.
Wow.
So it's like there's never a point where everyone moves out and a landlord comes in and paints everything white and gets rid of it. So it's like it was just so packed full of like so many like tiny like there's like a creepy like frog painting in like one of the downstairs bathrooms, and I was like, and so I'm like, how many people have stared at this creepy frog while they're taking a shit down here? Countless, you know? But I feel like it's good for me because if you have a fucked up childhood, I feel like it's like hard for your nervous system to be in a house with other people around. Yeah. Like I've noticed this with people who live alone, who grew up with conflict, where it's like, if I'm staying with them, they freak the fuck out over everything. And it stresses me out to be with them. Cause I'm like, you don't know how to live with other people. And like, I don't know how to live in your space without making you freak out. Yeah. But it's like it's like a safe place where you can like learn how you're like kind of resetting your body in that way, where you're like, oh, I can do chores in front of people and they're not gonna like yell at me or something, because it's like you're just like building up those experiences to try and like counteract all the like bad experiences you had growing up. So I feel like I really appreciate it for that, and yeah, for meeting like really beautiful, cool people. Yeah, and it's cheaper usually. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, you have more intentionality. Like people are just more bought into like caring for you, caring about the space, taking care of the space.
And a lot of people like they hear about it and they're like, well, like why would you not just like be selfish and like let everyone else like do these things and like blah blah blah. Like they're like confused about like why it works, but I'm like, you have to be able to trust that people are genuinely like social creatures and they're community minded naturally. Like that's our natural state. That's something that gets degraded by capitalism, where it's like if you're fundamentally a generous person, you're gonna get fucked over by capitalism. I'm broke as fuck because I'm like I'm gonna be tipping 25% everywhere I go. You know what I mean? So I'm like, but I think it's like still important to like maintain that. But it's like a lot of the times, like I care about my roommates enough where like I feel like I'm motivated to want to do nice things for them and to try and like go above and beyond, because I'm like, there's times where I'm slacking and I leave dishes out and they do them for me and I think it's so sweet and I want to like repay them for that. So I'm like, I'll be doing dishes and there's extra dishes, I'm like, I'll do them. I love you guys. So yeah, I feel like it's sweet. More people need that. I think it's good to have community.
That's the trend alert for this year. I keep saying it. You gotta lean into community. All right, my sweets, we are going to wrap up this main show. You stick around. If you're part of the Patreon, come on visit, come on hang with us. We're gonna go play some more extra fun silly games over there. We're gonna hang out with Terry the Telfie and pull out some silly questions out of the Telfie and answer some silly questions. So come hang out, patreon.com/MeMeCherry Productions. That is how I get to help and redistribute the wealth, and I get to pay my guests a fee to come and hang out with us.
I like money.
I get to take care of my production manager and pay him a nice sweet little fee for working for me. And I want to continue to be able to take care of artists around me, because in this economy we have to lean into community that much more.
That's true.
If you have a business or have something that you want to promote, we take sponsors now. We have sponsors now. So slide into my DMs, shoot me an email, MeMeCherry@SOFEpod.com if you would like to be one of our sponsors. If you're watching us on YouTube, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave a review. That helps a tiny little glittery pirate ship radio show like ours sail deeper and bluer seas. Where can they find you?
I am on social media at CJ Koep, KOEPP. Most places. I think I'm not on TikTok. And I do comedy. I do a lot of shows, mostly in the Bay Area, although I would love to do shows in other cities more. I might start a mailing list soon, so keep an eye out for that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
August 7th, Oasis, San Francisco, sofepod.com/live for information. By the time that you're listening to this, there might be tickets on sale, ? So just go to sofepod.com/live, poke around. If they're not live yet, they will be any minute now. So, and who knows, we'll see. Maybe CJ will be part of that lineup. Maybe by the time you click on that link, we will know.
I could be dead.
That's so
cut to in memoriam, black and white shot of us cackling.
Wait, let's do that.
In the arms.
All right, my friend, I feel like you're going to be back.
I hope so.
Fun.
This is fun. This is really great.
I already know that you're going to be back.
Yeah.
And since you're a friend of the pod, we are going to touch tips and go ding.
Touch tip. Oh.
I was like, all right, I guess. Like, I put the backpack.
What else?
Okay, perfect. And we're back. Hi, Patreon.
Hey.
So we have the new member of the Patreon family, our little Telfie bag.
She's adorable.
Shout out Telfar, who had a great deal because I hate paying retail and I got this on sale. So thank you for the sale. Reach into Terry the Telfie.
Okay.
You're going to pull out lucky number 7 slips. Just put them on the table. Just go 1, 2, 3,
Oh, wait.
4.
This is multiple. This is 2.
I think it's 1.
Oh, okay.
1,
2,
2, 3,
4,
4.
5.
I'll let you count because I'm over here.
You can count in French or something. We'll mix it up a little bit.
Trois,
French people sound so
quatre,
dumb.
Quinze, six, sept.
It just sounds like you're saying sex words with like an accent. I love it.
Uno, dos, tres,
You're going to like news weather like reporter voice. in
cuatro.
Spanish. I love
Well,
it.
living in California for so long, you know what? Shout out Bad Bunny because you made me proud of being Puerto Rican and
Hell
speaking
yeah.
Puerto Rican Spanish again. Because my Spanish became very telemundo. I had to like neutralize my Spanish because people wouldn't understand Puerto Rican Spanish here in California.
I feel like Puerto Rican Spanish is very fast. Is that
It
correct?
is, and we eat letters.
Yeah.
Like there'll be letters at the end
And
or
you're
the
like, we
beginning
don't
of the
need that.
word. Yeah,
Why do we need
exactly.
that?
Yeah.
Why would I waste time?
Exactly.
And I'm over here, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're trying to say.
And then Bad Bunny made everybody want to sound like Puerto Ricans. So
Yeah.
he made Puerto Rican Spanish sound cool again.
Right.
So
Shout out Bad Bunny.
Shout out Bad Bunny. So
he really needed that.
I'm trying to get him on the pod. We're
You should.
manifesting.
Yeah.
We're manifesting. That's gonna be our
a new star appears in the night
manifestation
sky.
call.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you these fun 7 questions,
Okay.
and then at the end you get to pick 3 to flip them back onto moi.
I love that.
First, if you could only sext in emojis, what are your top 3?
Top 3 emojis. The block that says cool.
Oh,
It's just funny. I never use it, but I feel like yeah, if I was sexy in emojis, I just because you know like they say
Cool.
something and you're like cool. Don't know how to respond to that. The water drop, the squirting
Ooh,
one.
yeah.
Because that would just be that'd be like a yes, and then I need one that's like. I'm not even like contributing. It's mostly just me rating what the other person is saying.
cool.
And then
squirt.
thumbs down emoji. Thumbs down
Wow.
emoji. And with the white skin tone, because one time I Googled, is it more problematic for white people to do the white skin tone emojis or the yellow ones? And they were like, white people are so embarrassed about using the white skin tone. So now I'm leaning into it. But I was worried it would make me look like a white supremacist for a long time. So that's why I didn't.
Wow.
Because there's something with a white fist emoji where it's like, white
Oh.
power? The fuck? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
T. Vanna. We have a time machine. We hop in it. What year are we going to and what are we doing first?
I want to go to the future. I want to see what's happening in the future. What are we doing first? Getting raided by a pack of bandits.
Oh.
So water criminals.
Wow.
This is not a dream scenario. I'm trying to be realistic because we show up and then I'm like, oh my god, the future, like it's gonna be amazing. And
It's
then
Waterworld.
And then we get out. It's Mad Max. Everyone's
It's
wearing the
Waterworld.
cuntiest
Have
outfits
you
you've
ever
ever
seen Waterworld?
seen. No.
Waterworld is Mad Max, but with water.
I love that. Are the people still wearing like BDSM like fetish gear?
But like on boats.
Here's my problem is when the apocalypse hits, I'm gonna be wearing like leather BDSM stuff day one, and everyone else is like still wearing regular clothes. They're like, "What are you doing?"
Everybody else
like,
is in Kanye like apocalyptic.
yeah,
version
they're
of the
wearing
wear.
like tattered fabric, and I'm like, I thought we were doing like I thought we were like all on board about this.
I thought we were doing this.
And I'm gonna be embarrassed, but I'm gonna be like too proud to like take it off. So I'm just gonna be like regular. I'm like in the Kroger's aisle. I'm wearing like thigh highs. I'm tripping. I can't walk in them. Everyone's like, "What is that?"
You're looting in thigh highs.
Real. It's like less practical. I'm getting overtaken immediately because I wanted to serve cunt. Okay, good luck.
Your
Good
pet
luck.
becomes a world famous celebrity. What kind of content are they making?
I don't have a pet.
I know, but just imagine.
If I've always wanted
You
a
have
pig.
you imagine you have a world famous celebrity pet.
I would
you
have a pet pig, and it would get famous for having a spider.
What's the spider's name? CJ.
Charlotte. And the spider makes like little webs near the pig that's
But
like
only in
reviews of the
French?
pig. It's in French, and it's like cunty. Like it's like niche gay French slang. And everyone's like, where would an American spider
It's
even
Paris's
learn
burning
these terms?
quotes.
It's Paris's burning quotes, and it's painting them above my pig. And I don't know why the pig got famous and not the spider. From Charlotte's Web. So E.B. White, I have some follow-up questions. Also, no one ever talks about his Trumpet of the Swan book about a swan that learns how to play trumpet. So I have a lot of you could tell that people were on so much coke in the 70s when you read his books. You're like, this would make sense to me if I was on a lot of
And
cocaine
LSD.
or a child. Yeah.
Quaaludes. You wake up and suddenly every time you clap, something happens. What is it?
A billionaire dies.
Wow.
Everybody clap your hands. And they're all gone immediately. And I'd be like, thank
And
God.
the whales are
I don't have to do
happy.
anything. The saddest part is I feel like I would actually be so good at killing billionaires. But I think I can only do it once and then I would get shot or arrested. And I'm like scared. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I feel like
You're white, but you're a lady.
Exactly. So,
there's
I
that
could just
50-50%.
pull up and be like, Elon, let me suck your dick. And he'd be like, okay. And then I would just like bite it off.
But only if you let him impregnate you. Because he's got a thing for impregnating.
I mean, abortion's legal in California.
Boom. What's a
Scoop it right
completely
out.
useless skill you're oddly proud of?
Useless skill I'm oddly proud of.
Killing billionaires. No.
Not useless. Not useless, mama. This is so dark. All I'm thinking of is like childhood coping mechanisms where you're like, oh my God, I'm so good at like dealing with like an adverse like home environment. And then you grow up and you're like, oh, I'm fucked because I got really good at all these things. I think
I
about that
run away
constantly.
really nicely.
Yeah, literally, you're like, I'm so good at standing there while someone's yelling at me and just not showing any facial expression. I'm like, where can you use that? But actually, comedy. You can use that in comedy.
Poker.
I'm really bad at poker. I don't know how to play. I actually was better when I knew how to play it not at all. And now I know how to play a little, and I'm way worse because I overthink everything.
Aliens show up on your door. They demand a single food item to represent Earth. What are you feeding them?
I'm making the mac and cheese.
Oh.
And it's not to represent Earth.
How many
it's 'cause
cheese?
I pour like an absurd number of cheeses in there, like 5 minimum.
Oh.
I'm doing
Love
I
a
do
5
I do
minimum.
extra sharp cheddar. People sometimes they live in co-ops and they buy cheddar. They buy mild cheddar.
No, we need it sharp.
I go, what are we straight vanilla fucking, is this the cast of The Office?
What are we feeding
doing
this
a
to our
snack table?
pets?
Literally, I'm like, this is embarrassing. Extra sharp cheddar. I love
Yes.
a smoked Gruyere. I love a Gouda. I don't know if they
Ooh,
mix
I'm, like,
well
salivating
together.
right now.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, and it, like Parmesan, because I'm from Wisconsin. I'm good at comfort food. I'm not good at healthy California food. I wish I were. I fucking wish I were.
You get to fly, but only when you're screaming a curse word at full volume. Are you flying? And what's the curse word?
I'm yelling fuck.
So you are flying. And
I'm doing it a lot. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. Yeah, you can hold it for a long time. You can hold it, and I think fuck's just great. It's like you can use it a lot of different places, and I'm really loud, so I'd be like flying, and there'd be like little kids underneath, and I'd like stop for a second, and then I'd have to like walk past them because I'd be like, I don't know if I'm like should be influencing them in that way, but I also think I feel like I can see myself not really flying because it's like I can run to get places faster and I never run because why would I do that? I have bad hips. I feel like if I flied, I would be like, it's too much work. Like it's great, but I'm like, I'm not fit.
Your
I'm not in
arms get
shape like that. Yeah.
tired.
I don't have cardiovascular health, bitch. I'm not flying. I'd see people flying and I'd make fun of them.
You're like,
I'd be like, where are you flying to? Because I do that with people to jog. I'm like, what are you preparing for?
Pick 3 and flip them on me, my darling.
Oh yes. Where's the bag? What
Right
the
here.
hell? Oh. Okay. You're doing the same questions.
Just pick 3 to
oh
flip them back on me.
If you could only sex in emojis, what are your top 3?
Ooh, top 3 emoji. Devil, happy face.
That's great.
Kitty cat, winky,
Love
naughty
it.
face.
That's great. Yeah.
And water droplets.
Yes. You're a much better sexer than I am, probably.
Thank you.
I'm just really critical. I'm like, I didn't like that one.
Pick 2 more.
You have a time machine. What year are we going to, and what are we doing first?
Ooh. You know, I like the idea of going into the future.
Back to the Future?
Yeah.
No one ever talks about the incest stuff in that movie, and I watched it and I was like, they just let this happen? No one. They don't address how the scientist and the boy became friends or met either. And I think that would raise some eyebrows.
Grooming.
But sorry, continue. So we're in the future. Like, how far in the future? What are we doing?
You know what's actually funny? Like, weirdly, part of me wants to go back. I wouldn't exist, but I would stop my mom from being with my dad just because I know how horrible he was to her.
Yeah.
And I know that it would mean I wouldn't exist, but I would save her from that horrible, horrible relationship that I feel like, yeah, anyways.
Okay, so that was really chill. I'm like, me too. I feel like
so this is behind the paywall. So like legit, like people don't know, like when I talk about that, I do not like my father. I do not like my father. And I gave him a chance when I was
I
later
hate your
in
dad.
life.
I've never met him. I know nothing about him. I fucking hate that guy.
When I was a baby and my mom was trying to leave him, he came to our apartment, took all her clothes and cut all the crotches out and cut all the boobs. Oh shit, I should have said, Mom, you probably don't want to listen to this episode.
That's some like Kanye West, Bianca Censori, like control shit.
Yes. And so like, Mom, I love you and I know that I wouldn't exist, but if I could, I would save you from that abusive relationship. 'Cause nobody deserves
You know what pisses me off is people talk so much shit about people that stay in abusive relationships, and it's like, if you haven't been in an abusive relationship, shut the fuck up and realize that you have no idea what you're talking about.
And I have been in one, and so that's why I wouldn't wish
it's
it on
complicated.
anybody.
People don't want to think about it being complicated, but I'm like, it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's hard.
Humans
People
be
talk.
humaning.
He was what?
Humans be humaning.
Yeah, real.
Last one.
Real. Last one. Okay. Okay, babe. What's a completely useful skill you're oddly proud of? Useless.
My splits.
You can do splits?
I can do a split.
I'm so jealous. That's not useless. You can do splits all the time.
It's my party trick.
Yeah, party. Yeah, I have no party tricks. I just want to talk in the corner of parties.
I like it.
Yeah. Great food.
That reaches the end of our cute little Patreon segment. I feel like you're going to be a friend of the pod, so we're going to see you again.
This is great. This is
so we're going to see you again. Leave a comment. We should bring CJ back. Oh,
Yeah.
and I forgot on the main show what emojis to leave, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, bye.
Bye.
MeMeCherry presents